Chapter 40, A Naruto and Hinata Halloween Part 1. Naruto and Hinata sat at the table. "So what are you going to be?" Naruto asked. "I don't know, what about you?" Hinata asked. "Okay, I don't have anything either," Naruto admitted. Hinata giggled a little. "Well, let's go see what the store has." "Good idea." Naruto smiled. He stood up and grabbed Hinata's hand. He pulled her up out of her seat, he gave her a kiss, before leaving the house. He dashed off the street pulling Hinata with him. Hinata started running on her own. They blew by one pervy sage. "Hey you lovers! Where's the fire?" he shouted. He didn't get a response. He sighed and went back to his research. He pulled out a telescope and looked around the city. Hinata giggled, and Naruto laughed. They closed in on the store and slowed down, but not before blowing by another gray-haired man, flipping the pages of his favorite book. "Hey, I missed some pages," he complained. He flipped back the pages and continued reading. After looking at the two run to the store. The couple stopped at the store and entered. They walked down the aisle with Halloween costumes. Naruto scanned the many choices. "How about a Grim Reaper?" he said, pulling out a plastic scythe. "No. I don't think so." "How about?" Naruto slid the scythe back. "What about a jester?" Naruto asked, pulling a hat out the rack and putting it on his head. "I don't think so." "Hey!" Naruto shouted, as he knocked out costumes to get to one that caught his eye. "This is perfect for you," Naruto shouted as he pulled out a large pair of feather-looking, white wings. "I know you're an angel already, Naruto-kun." She snuggled close to him and kissed him. She smiled. "Get one angel for you," she said, referring to the wings. "I have one," he said, kissing her forehead. "You. Naruto, I love you," she whispered. "I love you too. Naruto, get some angel wings for you." "No, I'll be this," Naruto said, pulling out little red plastic horns. "Naruto, you're not." "It would be cool," Naruto interrupted. "But. No, I want to be this." He smiled and put his finger to her lips, before kissing her. "As long as you know you're my angel," she replied. "You're a real angel," he said. They left the aisle and searched the other aisles. They found an aisle with mountains of candy. Naruto acted like a kid in a candy shop, in a way he was. He jumped from candy to candy. "Let's get these." "No, these." "Oh. These are awesome," he shouted. Hinata felt like she had a 5-year-old in front of her. "Naruto-kun, pick 3," she said. "Only 3?" Naruto whined. "Yes, only 3," Hinata said, grabbing his arm. "What about now?" Naruto asked before pulling her into a kiss. "Only 3. But I did appreciate the kiss." She smiled. "Ah, okay." Naruto dashed from candy to candy, pulling Hinata with him. She felt like she was in a whirlpool. Naruto finally stopped. He grabbed 3 bags of candy. "How about these?" Hinata shook her head, trying to regain her balance. She focused on the 3 bags. "Yeah, those are fine," she replied, finally shaking her dizziness. Naruto smiled and they went to the checkout. The man looked at them and slowly reached for the microphone and hit it. Naruto chuckled. They had come here once before. Naruto felt rather mischievous that day. He had taken the microphone and said over the intercom that there was a beautiful girl named Hinata in the store. "Don't worry about it." The man eyed him suspiciously. He kept the microphone hidden. He took the outfits and candy and scanned them. Naruto handed him the money and took the bag as they walked out of the store. "We still have a while before people start going trick-or-treating," Naruto stated. "Hey! Naruto!" Sakura called from behind them. She was wearing a witch hat. Naruto chuckled, she is a witch, giving her a big smile. SHH, Naruto, she whispered before Sakura came into earshot. Hey, I see you guys are getting ready for Halloween, she said. Yeah, how about you and Sasuke? Naruto asked. Sasuke is in questioning for the last time, he's been under control for a week, and I haven't seen him till this morning and hopefully tonight, she explained. Oh, Naruto responded. So what are you guys going to do tonight? Probably hand out candy. Maybe hit a couple of houses ourselves. Oh, well, we are probably going to host a little party at Tsunade's office if you want to come. It starts around 9 so you can still do stuff. Hinata? Naruto asked. Sure, she replied. Okay, count us there. Can do, I'll see you there, Sakura replied before waving and running off down the street. Well, another party, Naruto smiled. This is fun. Yeah, I'm sure it will. She smiled and wrapped an arm around him. They walked to the house. Naruto opened the door and set the bag on the table and pulled out his little red plastic horns and placed them on his head, as he matted down some spiky hair. Naruto rubbed his hands together. He faked an evil laugh. Hinata, you are all mine. All mine. He laughed evilly again. Hinata giggled a little. Naruto ran over and grabbed Hinata, pulling her into him. He wrapped his arms around her. I will never let you go, he shouted. I wouldn't have it any other way, she replied, cuddling closer to him. Neither would I, he said, kissing her hair. He smiled and rested his head on hers. Her hair was so soft. He cuddled close, squeezing her tightly. He nuzzled her hair. Hinata, he whispered. Naruto-kun, she whispered in a sort of teasing tone. Hinata-chan, I love it when you say my name like that. He told her this on a regular basis. He didn't know why, but it was just amazing to hear her voice like that. It was great to hear those words come from her soft lips. Her lovely voice, just saying his name. Naruto felt a small press against his stomach. Hinata had pushed his stomach a little. Naruto-kun, I need to take a shower, she said. You're fine. Not wanting to let her go. Please, Naruto. Hinata begged. Oh, okay. Hurry back, Naruto sighed. I always do, she whispered before kissing him on the cheek. Naruto watched as Hinata walked back to the shower room. He had a spark of mischief, his prankster self was starting to show again. He quietly followed her, she closed the door to the bathroom. Naruto stood still outside the door. Making sure not to cast his shadow, he leaned his head back. He heard the rings of the shower curtain grind along the rod above the shower. He then heard running water shoot through the pipes. He slowly turned the knob and poked his head in the small crack in the doorway. The curtain was fully drawn and impossible to see through. He saw Hinata's clothes folded perfectly in the corner nearest the door. He reached in and grabbed the clothes. Naruto held in a muffled laughter. When Hinata got out, she would have no clothes to change into. Naruto had a spark of smarts, he realized she had a towel. That would ruin his plans. He poked his head back in the door and quickly scanned the room. He noticed the towel folded over the towel rack just to the left of the door. He snuck in very quietly and quickly pulled the towel off the rack and left the bathroom. He slowly closed the door and ran. He took the clothes and towel and laid them on the couch. He snickered. He hoped that Hinata would have no choice but to come out naked. He slapped himself. He was becoming a pervert. He sulked a little, darn that pervy sage. Jiraiya had rubbed off on him. He couldn't help it though, Hinata was just so absolutely beautiful. He sighed, he would go through with this. It was part of who he was a prankster. Hinata was massaging the shampoo into her hair. She held her head under the downpour of water from the metallic shower head. She helped rinse the shampoo out of her hair, before adding conditioner. She massaged that trough her hair, she grabbed a bar of soap while she waited for the conditioner to spread through her hair. She rubbed her body with the purple bar of soap. She rinsed her body and rinsed her hair. As a combination of soap and water slid down her body and fell off into the drain. She turned the knob off and water stopped flowing. Naruto heard the water stop. He snickered, any minute now. Hinate opened the shower door and pushed back the curtain. She took a few steps out, she looked at where the towel had been, but now was not. She was taken by surprise, maybe she had placed it somewhere else. She looked around and noticed her clothes were gone as well. No, that decided it, she specifically remembered folding her cloths and putting them in that corner. She realized it must have been Naruto, he was still a prankster, but she still loved it about him. She sighed. Naruto. She called through the door. Yeah. She heard Naruto shout back. She cracked the door just barely to make sure he wasn't there. He wasn't. Do you have my sea clothes? She called. She felt awkward asking him that. I don't know, maybe you should come and see if they are here. Naruto snickered. She got it now, this was an excuse to see her naked, man, he was persistent. She would have to do something about this. Naruto, I'm naked. She called, she thought about the sentence and realized she could have said something better. Really? Naruto joked. Let me see. He laughed quietly. You can't. She replied quickly. Why not? It's not proper. She replied. Oh really? Naruto replied. Well, I don't know where your clothes are. He lied, he glanced over to the clothes on the couch. Hinata was cold, she was still wet. She thought of a rather genius plan. Okay Naruto, I'm coming. Naruto almost fell over. She was actually coming out. He stared waiting for her. Hinata stepped out of the room and walked across the room that held the shower. She entered into the hallway where she saw Naruto staring. She swung her hips and walked toward him. She was still dripping wet and she was blushing deeply. She stopped just before the couch where Naruto sat. She grabbed the towel and clothes. Thank you for finding my clothes, Naruto-kun. She was going to mess with his mind. Naruto frowned, he remembered Hinata was really smart. Hinata walked away fully dressed with the towel and clothes in her hand. She had used a genjutsu to make her appear fully dressed. Hinata smiled to herself and went into her room, she closed and locked the door. She dried herself off and changed into some new clothes. She was still blushing though he didn't see her naked, she just felt embarrassed. She walked out of the room. Naruto was still pouting. You cheated. He complained. It's improper, she replied. Is this? Naruto asked as he got up and tired to hug Hinata. She wriggled out of his way. It kind of hurt, but she didn't want to have to do this every time she got out of the shower. As of right now, yes. You don't get any hugs or kisses for a while, probably 10 minutes. What? Naruto shouted. Oh come on. No, if you're going to steal my clothes then you don't get any hugs or kisses. She replied. She had so much power over him it wasn't even funny. He would suffocate without her. He stuttered trying to find words. He knew he couldn't go long without her. I'll never do it again, not until we're married. He bargained. Good, she nodded. Does that mean I can have a kiss? He asked. No, I said 10 minutes. Naruto crossed his arms. Please. He begged. No. I don't want you doing that again. I said I wouldn't do it again. Naruto was acting like a 5-year-old. Go take a shower, that will take up the time. Okay. He walked off. Hinata hurt, she liked being close to him. But she didn't want that to happen again. She walked over to bag and pulled the wings out. She put the wings on and tried looking over her shoulder to see if they looked okay. They did. She would have to ask Naruto though. Hinata heard the water burst through the pipes. She found a large bowl and poured candy into it. She set it on the table. She hadn't really had a whole lot of fun on Halloween considering her father. She sighed and tried to make the most of this Halloween. She looked at the time. She figured in about an hour or so people would come by. Naruto sat in the shower, swearing at himself. He should have just left Hinata be, he should have known she would be too smart for that. He decided he should wash his hair. He grabbed some shampoo, not really caring what kind, and rubbed it into his hair. He sighed. Hinata sat on the couch, wondering if maybe she was too harsh on him. She wouldn't mind that much if they were married, but since they are not, she couldn't let him do that. She looked at the wings on the floor. She had taken them off to sit down. She thought about Naruto. He was always saying she was an angel and it brought a smile to her face. She thought about him. When his 10 minutes were up she would try to make up for it. She heard the water stop. Naruto stepped out and put a towel around his waist. Maybe if he was already in for 10 minutes her would go for all 10 yards. He walked out of the room and toward Hinata. Still in his towel, he smiled and Hinata smiled back. Naruto grabbed the edge of the towel and tugged a little, raising an eyebrow. Asking her, "You wanna see?" without saying a word. She closed her eyes and looked away. Naruto-kun, don't. What? Am I that ugly? Naruto joked. No, it's not that, it's just we have to wait. I know, I was only joking. Is my 10 minutes up yet? Hinata looked at the clock. Go change into new clothes and it will be. She smiled. All right. He shouted and dashed into his room. She heard him shuffle about. She heard a loud thump. I'm okay. He shouted. She giggled and she heard him continue to shuffle about his room. He swung the door open and slid out into the hallway. Hinata stood up and walked over to him. She wrapped her arms around him. That was torture. Naruto said. Do you promise not to do that again until we're married? She asked. Promise. Okay, let me make it up a little. She said before kissing him. He felt relieved. He knew it would be great when she kissed him again. He stumbled back. Her kiss made him weak. She smiled. That better? Yeah, but... He leaned forward and kissed her, using a little tongue. That is better. He smiled and rested his head on her head. She smiled and rested against him. You wanna put on our costumes? I don't know, I kind of like being like this. She smiled. Naruto chuckled a little. Hinata pushed away from him. All right, let's put them on. She said as she walked over and grabbed her wings. She strapped them on. Do you like them? She asked, turning around so he could see. Of course, but I like who it's attached to much more. He smiled. Hinata giggled a little. How do you like mine? Naruto asked, pointing to the red horns on his head. Good. She smiled and walked over to him. He held her close. Hinata kissed him. I love you. I love you, Hinata. Chapter 41, Halloween Party. Naruto and Hinata walked up to the office with their fingers tangled with one another's. They walked through the doors. Sakura walked up to them. Hey Naruto. Sakura called. Hey Naruto replied, not really paying much attention. He looked at Hinata, who was smiling at him. Did Hinata make you come? If she didn't, then you wouldn't come to this party. Sakura teased. I would, because Hinata would be here and I would follow here. Naruto flirted before giving Hinata an Eskimo kiss. Sakura sighed. Hey Sakura, where is Sasuke? Naruto asked. Not here yet, Tsunade is still questioning him. She replied. Oh. Naruto couldn't think of anything to say. Luckily he didn't have to. Hey you two. Ino called, walking over in an outfit Naruto couldn't place directly. She was in a big deep purple toga and undershirt. Naruto quirked his head. "What are you?" he asked. "I think she is a ghost," Hinate replied. "Way to go, Hinate." Ino congratulated her. "A ghost?" Naruto asked. "Yes, a cooler ghost though," Ino explained. "I saw kids dressed like ghosts, so I took it to the next level. I thinks it's great," Hinate complimented. "I think those kids are so cute." "I know, they're so funny," Ino replied. "I also didn't have any other ideas for my costume," Ino replied as Sakura laughed. "Hey, shut up, at least I'm not a witch, which is one letter away from being a bit." "Shut it, Ino pig," Sakura interrupted. "Do you two ever stop fighting?" Naruto asked to himself. "Shut it, Naruto," they both shouted. Naruto backed off. He and Hinata walked away to the other people there. "Hey Naruto," Shikamaru called. "Hey, where is your girlfriend?" Naruto asked. "Back at the sand." "Oh, sorry to hear it. But where is your costume?" Naruto asked. "I didn't wear one," Shikamaru explained. "Too lazy." "Yeah, it would be troublesome," Shikamaru replied. Naruto chuckled and Hinata giggled a little. "So anyway, how are you doing?" Shikamaru asked, referring to the episode with the Kyuubi. "All right," Naruto replied. He had informed Hinata on what happened, and so she knew what he was talking about. Tsunade opened the door with a group of people standing behind her. "Hey everyone!" she shouted and walked into the room. Sasuke entered the room in a black t-shirt and jeans. He wasn't dressed in a costume either. Sakura instantly jumped on him. Sasuke was followed by Gaara, Temari, and Kankuro. Kankuro was in the same black outfit. Gaara's same outfit as well. Temari was the only one dressed up, and not much. She had small fairy wings, and that was about it. Temari quickly found her way to Shikamaru. "Shikamaru, why aren't you in a costume?" "It would be too, let me guess, too troublesome," Temari interrupted. Shikamaru nodded. Temari sighed. She somewhat knew he wouldn't wear a costume. She just let it go. Gaara walked over to Naruto, who was still standing next to Hinata and flirting with her. "So Naruto, how has it been back with your girlfriend?" "Great, how has your life been after we left?" "Pretty good, I guess." "That's cool," Naruto replied. Sasuke approached the group with Sakura clinging to his arm. "Hey Sasuke," Naruto greeted. "Hello Sasuke." Hinata smiled. She still didn't know if she could trust him, but Naruto seemed to, so she gave him credit already. "Hey you too," Sasuke replied. "Oh Sasuke, I'm glad you're back." Sakura squealed. "I think he's noticed." Naruto chuckled. "Shut it Naruto," Sakura snapped. "So how was questioning?" Naruto asked. "Painful," Sasuke said, rubbing his arm. "Long and annoying." "Oh Sasuke-kun, did they hurt you?" "I can kiss it better," Sakura said with a lustful smile. She lifted up his sleeve and kissed his arm. Sasuke didn't stop her. He didn't really care that much. "Hey Naruto, how did you know you fell in love with Hinata?" Sasuke asked. "Well, I couldn't stop thinking about her, and I constantly kept thinking about why she was beautiful." Naruto smiled at her. Hinata blushed. Jiraiya walked in the room with a toad mask on. He carried a large tub of water and set it in the middle of the room. "Who's up for bobbing for apples?" he shouted. Naruto gasped. "Yeah." He pulled Hinata with him and quickly dashed to the tub. The red shiny bulbs floated at the top and drifted from side to side. "All right Naruto, try it," Jiraiya said, giving him a thumbs up. "Can do." "Wish me luck Hinata," he said, winking at her and a big smile. She smiled back and kissed his cheek. "Good luck Naruto-kun," she said, pulling away from the kiss. He smiled and face planted the water. He bit around trying to grab the sweet fruit in his mouth. He only got mouths full of water and continued to search. He flung his head up and sprayed water everywhere. He took in a deep breath. "Go Naruto," Hinata cheered. Naruto shoved his face into the water and bit straight into a sweet tangy red fruit. He pulled it out and showed it off. Hinata gave him a small round of applause. She smiled as Naruto shook the water from his hair like a wet dog. She giggled. He dropped the apple out of his mouth and into his hand. He took another big bite as it cracked and tore. He smiled and held the apple out to Hinata. "No thank you Naruto." "Oh come on." Naruto prodded. "I'm not hungry." Hinata replied. "You can get your own if you don't want the one I bit off of," he offered. "It's not that in fact." She smiled and took the apple from him and took a bite, overlapping his. He smiled. "I knew you wanted some," he replied. "Out of the way Naruto, I can do way better than that," Koji called walking into the room. "Koji." Ino called. Koji walked over to the tub and stuck his head into the water. He quickly got back up proudly holding an apple in his mouth. "Told ya," he said taking the apple out of his mouth. "Ino, do you want it?" he offered. "No thanks," she said and put her arms around him. "Sasuke, get over here and try it," Naruto shouted. "No thanks, it not my thing." "Sasuke-kun, try it please," Sakura pleaded. "I'll eat the apple if you don't want it," she offered. "Oh fine." He walked over to the bowl and glared down at it. He had decided he hated this thing already. He stuck his head in and focused chakra, pulling an apple to his mouth. He pulled his head out and dropped the apple into his hand. "Hey, you can't use chakra," Naruto shouted. "That's cheating." Too late Naruto, he smirked. "Cheater," Naruto grumbled. Hinata giggled slightly. "Shikamaru, you try," Temari prodded. "No thanks," he responded. Temari just sighed. She loved him but she wished he would try things sometimes. "Hello everyone," Lee called as he entered the room with a long pink-haired girl on his arm. "Lee. Hey man, what's up?" "Not a lot my friend, Konoha and I have been going out," he said gesturing to the girl next to him. He put one arm around her side. Sakura's cousin was an ordinary citizen but she was just as determined as Lee. She was slightly more developed than Sakura. She had about the same figure and a little softer face than Sakura. His blue eyes glanced at everyone, picking out the people she knew. Naruto, who she had heard about from Sakura's stories, waved to her and she smiled and waved back. The girl holding him close she couldn't place. "Hey Konoha, I'm Naruto and this perfect girl is Hinata," he said pointing to his girlfriend, Hinata. "Hello," she smiled. She didn't anger as quickly as Sakura. "Hello Konoha," Hinata smiled and waved to her. "Konoha, I'm so glad you could make it," Sakura called waving to her cousin. Her cousin waved back. "Hey Sakura, thanks again for hooking me up with Lee." She smiled and kissed him on the cheek. Lee blushed slightly. "Yes, thank you very much Sakura. I love Konoha very much." He flashed a big smile. "Well, it's good to see you two are happy," Naruto congratulated. "But you can't be nearly as happy as us. We are the happiest people ever," Naruto teased. He kissed her in front of everyone. No one bothered to respond. They all knew that was probably the truth. Naruto had learned that his and her kisses were not just for kissing. He had learned that each one was a showing of passion and love for each other. He thought kissing was just to kiss, but he figured out that they were much deeper with Hinata. He was so glad he had finally gotten together with her. He finally pulled away from the kiss. "Hinata, I love you," he whispered into her ear. She smiled. "Naruto-kun, I love you," she whispered back. She said it so softly and so lovingly, it made Naruto shiver a little. "Oh, Hinata, when you say my name like that I love it," Naruto whispered. "Oh well, thank you for letting me know, Naruto-kun," she teased and smiled. "Stop it, otherwise I won't be able to control myself for long," Naruto said, running his hand up her side, taking her by surprise. "Naruto-kun," she repeated. "That's it, I can't control myself anymore, Hinata." He smiled and lifted up her shirt and kissed her flat, perfect stomach. She blushed furiously. "Naruto," she said, not wanting him to go any farther. "Please stop," she pleaded. He complied. "Why, you don't like it?" he questioned. "No, of course not," she replied, "in fact it was kind of hot. We are out in public." She had also reminded herself that they were not alone. She turned around, looking at the group of people, who were staring wide-eyed at her. She blushed deeper. She stuttered, he. She couldn't think of anything. She pressed her index fingers together. "I was just kissing my perfect angel of a girlfriend," he said, letting her shirt go back to where it was. She looked at his eyes and felt her problems melt away. His eyes filled with passion for her. She smiled at him. He just had that effect on her. "Well, save it for marriage, you two," Niji said, entering the group with Tenten. "Well, where have you two been?" Naruto asked, raising one eyebrow. We're just having dinner before this." "Together?" Naruto continued to interrogate him. "Yes." "Does that mean you two are?" "Yes, Naruto, we are." "You're so slow," Tenten replied. Tired of Naruto's stupidity. "Well, don't yell at me. If I would have jumped to conclusions, you might have hit me," Naruto retorted. She had to admit he made a good point. "Yeah, but, alright, fine. Fair enough. Hey, who wants candy?" Tsunade asked, walking over to the group with a big bowl of candy. "Oh man. Me, I want candy," Naruto shouted, waving his hand in the air. "Well, I should have known." Tsunade smiled. "But then again, I'm not sure I want you to be all hyped up on sugar." Everyone chuckled. "I won't eat it all at one time," Naruto muttered. "I'm kidding, Naruto." She held out the bowl. Naruto smiled and happily stuck his hand into the bowl, pulling out some of his favorites. "Yes, oh man, I love this holiday," Naruto said before tearing off the paper and launching the candy into his mouth. Naruto happily chewed the candy, with a large smile on his face. "Hinata, how about you?" Tsunade asked. "Sure," she politely replied and grabbed one small candy from the top. She unwrapped the candy and delicately put it in her mouth. "Anyone else?" she asked, and a few people grabbed a few handfuls of candy. Naruto sat down with Hinata leaning on his shoulder. His arm wrapped around her. Naruto kissed her soft hair. "Are you tired?" he asked. "No, I'm fine, how about you?" Hinata responded. "I'm okay," he said, though he was already half asleep. "Well, Sasuke, are you tired?" Sakura asked. As if she was teasing him. "Not really," he responded. "Hinata, I think you are tired." Naruto smirked. He had noticed her eyes drowsing. He was right, Hinata was slightly tired, like Naruto. They were both tired, with all the right to be. It was pretty close to midnight. "Well, I think you're tired, Naruto-kun," she smiled and kissed him. "Alright, you got me." Naruto stood up, picking Hinata up with him. "Well, we're leaving." Naruto stretched and yawned. "Good night," Tsunade called. "Good night," Naruto and Hinata both replied. "Hey Sasuke," Naruto said. "And Sakura, save it for marriage." Naruto smirked before walking out the door. Sakura blushed and Sasuke scoffed. He brushed off the comment. Naruto and Hinata walked home. The cold had defiantly started to move in and it made both of them shiver. They hurried up to the house, When they got there they quickly huddled up under a blanket in bed. Naruto smiled at Hinata, she was so beautiful. He thought maybe they should start sleeping in separate beds, considering Naruto's urges. But then again he wasn't sure either one of them could do it. Naruto also had enough control to stop himself. Hinata, Naruto started. Hinata asked. Well, I want you to know. What is it, Naruto-kun? She said in her usual beautiful tone. Well, I love you, Naruto smirked. I love you, Hinata replied, kissing him. Good night, Naruto-kun. She smiled and closed her eyes. Good night, Hinata-chan, Naruto replied. Chapter 42, A Naruhina Christmas Eve. Naruto and Hinata traveled down the halls of the mall looking for presents for each other. Naruto had a few ideas, so did Hinata. Naruto glanced from shop window to shop window. They had been in the mall for a few hours now and night was starting to close in. Hinata stopped, she looked into a shop window. She saw a small furry pointy-eared cat. It was jumping around on a soft carpeted floor, batting around a small jingly ball. She smiled. Look at it, Naruto-kun, isn't it adorable? She asked. She loved animals. Hey, I like this one, he's spunky, Naruto chuckled as they got closer to the window. The cat continued to jump and pounce on the enemy jingly ball. It stopped only for a second, to stick its butt in the air and slowly flip its tail before once again leaping onto the ball. The cat stopped for a second, he was white with small gray splotches on his back, and gray paws. Oh, how cute, Hinata giggled. Come on, we need to get home. Naruto said. Oh, okay. Well, let's go look some more and we can come back and see him, or her. Her. Hinata stated. How can you tell? Naruto asked. Well, that sign for one. Hinata smiled, pointing to the sign on the window. It read female kittens for sale. See store for details. Oh, that would make sense. Naruto chuckled. Hinata giggled. Okay, well, come on. Hinata said, splitting her focus on the kitten to other shops. Right, Naruto continued to scan the shops. He found a few shops. Okay, unfortunately I think we need to split up to get the presents, otherwise it won't be a surprise. Naruto said, not really wanting to split up. You're right, alright, well, I'll see you at the end of the night. Hinata embraced him and kissed him. Later, Hinata. Naruto said, leaving her warm embrace. Naruto walked off searching in shops. He walked into a clothes shop, maybe she would like clothes. Naruto searched the shop. He looked through shirt after shirt, sweater after sweater, jacket after jacket, pants after pants. He figured he wouldn't get her anything like underwear, she would slap him. She actually wouldn't, but it would be embarrassing. Hinata searched the stores, she wasn't sure what to get Naruto. She found a weapons shop. She walked in, what weapon would Naruto want? Hinata. She heard someone say. She turned around, and what a surprise. Ten, hello. How have you been? Hinata asked. There was no surprise Ten would be at the weapons shop. Good, where is Naruto? Looking for presents. Hinata explained. Oh, are you looking for presents for each other? Yes, I need to find something for him. Hinata continued to explain. Oh well, let me help, after all I work here. Ten said, pointing to her generic hello, my name is Tag. Oh, what about being a ninja? I still am a ninja, I work here when I'm not on a mission, my aunt owns this shop so I help her out around her. Ten explained. Oh, Hinata nodded. So what are you thinking of getting for Naruto? A weapon of some sort. Hinata explained she wasn't sure what to get him. Well, you could get him some kunai, but he would lose those in combat. Ten thought. You could get him a sword. She suggested. He wouldn't lose that, and probably take a lot to break it. That would work. Hinata agreed it sounded good. Alright, well which one? She asked gesturing to the rows and rows of swords. Hinata sighed. So many choices, which one would Naruto like? She scanned the swords, there were large ones. A thick and tall blade, it was probably as tall as Naruto. She wondered if Naruto could carry it. She looked over the blade, it had two small holes at the bottom of the blade. Can anyone carry that? Hinata asked pointing to the large sword. Well, only one person that I know. The other two are dead. She explained, remembering the man. She didn't know a whole lot about him. He's a blonde spiky-haired man, not Naruto's hair spiky. The man seemed almost emotionless. Oh, well I guess Naruto couldn't carry it. No, probably not. Tenten replied. Well. She looked at the swords. One was unsheathed, she noticed that the sword had a blade on the inside of the curve. What's wrong with that one? Hinata asked. Nothing, we had a request for that particular sword and a few other people were interested in it, so we made some more. Oh. The man who bought this sword first was a really kind man, I was surprised he used a sword. She explained. What would you suggest? Hinata asked, not really knowing much about swords. Well, for Naruto this. She said, reaching up and grabbing a shorter sword. It is a wakizashi, half between a full sword and a tanto, it sacrifices a little bit of range for some more control and mobility. Oh, do you think Naruto will like it? Well, we have more than this one, what color do you think he would want? Orange and black. She said, remembering his usual outfit. Well, like this. Tenten said, pulling out a wakizashi with a main black sheath with small streaks of orange swirled into it. The handle was wrapped in black and two orange stands. Perfect, Hinata smiled. Do you want something engraved on it? Tenten asked. Sure. Okay, what? Hinata thought. With all my love, Naruto-kun, Hinata said. One engraving coming up. It may take a while, so go check out some other shops and check back in a little. Tenten smiled. Okay, thank you, Tenten. Hinata said on her way out of the shop. Naruto walked out of the shop. What was I thinking? Naruto shouted to himself. He had no luck with cloths. What do I know about clothes? Naruto sighed, what would he get her? He stumbled by a jewelry shop. He walked in, maybe she would like jewelry, Naruto said, walking over to the glass case. He saw a small silver chain in his price range. Hey, I want to buy that silver chain. A man in a tie and dress shirt walked over to Naruto. Very well, would you like the silver, or would you prefer the gold? It's only slightly more. The man suggested, gesturing to the same size chain in gold. The gold then. Naruto replied, thinking the gold necklace would look good dangled around Hinata's beautiful neck. Very well, the man reached in the glass and picked it up, he pulled it out and placed it in a small case. Would you like it wrapped? He asked. Yeah, Naruto replied. The man nodded and quickly wrapped up the box in a silver paper. He stuck a small bow on it and slipped it into a bag. Thanks, he said, handing him the money and taking the bag. He smiled to himself. Hinata would be so impressed. He had to get her something else. He stopped in a small garden shop. He quickly purchased a small plant in a jar and walked out. He walked by the kitten again. He was still playing with the jingly ball all alone. Hey there. He smiled at the kitten, who paid him no attention, like it would respond anyway. Naruto left and kept walking around shops looking for something else. Hinata walked by a small cart. An Ichiraku cart, it wasn't selling ramen, but ramen cards, for free ramen and such. Hinata smiled, he still loved ramen. She walked to the cart. Hello, I would like to buy a card. She said, pulling out some more money and handing it to the girl at the cart. Okay, what kind? she asked with a polite smile. Hinata looked over the cards, she found one she thought would be good. This one, she said, picking it up. She handed the card to her and then handed her the money. The woman nodded and put the money in the cash register. She handed her the card back. He likes ramen, huh? The woman asked. Yes, it's his favorite. Hinata smiled back. She looked down at the card. This card would give Naruto a certain amount of free ramen, and when the card was done he would get a special bowl of ramen. She smiled, he would be at Ichiraku even more now. She continued off down the mall and pondered on what else to get Naruto. She looked from shop to shop, she had a few ideas, clothes or a new wallet, but she knew that wouldn't be great. She sighed, what would she do? This was their first Christmas together and she wanted to get him good gifts. She wondered if Naruto was having any trouble. Naruto sighed, what should he get Hinata? He had looked through shops, he couldn't get her clothes because he didn't know what she would like. He already got her jewelry. He had to get her something. Naruto. He heard someone call. He turned around to see a long gray-haired man running toward him with a small green tree in his hands. He came to a stop by Naruto. Naruto, here, we bought you one. You can't have Christmas without a Christmas tree, he said and smiled, pointing to the green tree. Hey, thanks. Naruto smiled, Hinata would like this. Hey, wait, what do you mean we? Tsunade and I, we pitched in and got you this. Jiraiya said. Oh, well, thank Tsunade for it. Naruto said, taking the tree. I got to get this home. Okay, Merry Christmas Naruto, say hey to Hinata too. Jiraiya called as Naruto ran off with the tree. It was small but just big enough. Naruto ran into his house and set the tree up in the corner, next to the fireplace, which they had recently discovered. It was covered by bricks until Naruto kicked the wall and it easily fell apart. Naruto made a small rectangle with his finger and thumb. He placed his gourd under the tree, he put the plant outside. He checked the tree again with his finger and thumb, decided it was fine and quickly rushed back to the mall, not wanting to leave Hinata there for long. When he got back to the mall he found Hinata searching for a shop with a bag in her hand. Hey Hinata, he said, smiling. Naruto-kun, she said in surprise, covering up the bag. Hey, what's in the bag? Naruto teased. Here, you want to see? She said, gaining her composure. Yeah, Naruto responded. Oh well, that too bad, Hinata teased back. She smiled and giggled. Naruto chuckled a little. Are you hungry? Hey, where is your present for me? She asked. She didn't really care, she just wanted to mess with him a little. The only thing she wanted for Christmas is Naruto. I already took it home. Naruto explained. So are you hungry? He asked. Not really, I could go for some hot chocolate though. She smiled and cuddled up next to Naruto. Hot chocolate, can do. He smiled and wrapped an arm around her. They strolled into the food court. Naruto bought her a hot chocolate and they sat down at a table. How is it? Naruto asked. Good, here, try some. Hinata handed him the cup. He took a small sip, it ran down his throat, he felt a warm wave go down the back of his neck, then slowly merge into his ear, before disappearing. Hey, you're right. Naruto smiled and handed her the cup. She drank right from where Naruto drank. Now does it taste like my kiss? Naruto chuckled. I don't know, let me see. Hinata smiled and kissed him. Yup, I can taste a hint of Naruto kiss. Hinata smiled. Hey Hinata. Sakura called and came running toward them. Hello Sakura. Hinata replied. Hinata looked at Sakura, who pulled Sasuke along with her. Hey Sasuke. Naruto smiled and pulled Hinata a little closer, as if her was showing her off. Hey, Naruto, Sasuke replied. He was carrying a bag, so was Sakura. Shopping for presents? Naruto asked. Yup. Naruto, where is your present for Hinata? Sakura demanded. I already took it home. Naruto explained. Oh, I see. Sakura said. Hinata looked at the clock in the mall. Oh, Naruto-kun. I'll be right back. Hinata said, standing up. Can't I come with you? Naruto asked. No, you can't. I'll be right back, don't worry. She smiled. Naruto sat back down and sulked. Sakura and Sasuke took a seat next to him. So Naruto, what did you get Hinata? Can't tell you. Naruto replied. Why not, it's a secret. Oh come on, you can tell me. Sakura pushed. Sakura, it's pretty obvious he doesn't want to tell you. Sasuke told her. Okay. So how have you two been? She asked. Great, how about you two? You're saving it for marriage, right? Naruto smirked. He was glad he could use that against her now, after her always asking that. Sakura blushed. Yeah, wait till marriage. Sakura said. How about you? Sakura smirked. Yup, still waiting. Naruto replied. Oh, I see, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Naruto snapped. Okay. Sakura replied. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. Naruto would have kept fighting, but Hinata was coming back. Naruto smiled at her and noticed she came back with another bag, but it was a much larger bag. She took her spot next to Naruto. Welcome back, Hinata-chan. Naruto said, hugging her before giving her a big kiss. Thank you, Naruto-kun. She replied. Wow, Hinata, that is a big gift. What is it? Sakura asked with enthusiasm. She can't tell, Sakura. Sasuke reminded her. Oh right, Sakura sulked. Sasuke, are you mad at me? She asked. Sasuke sighed, she was so emotional. He leaned forward and kissed her. That should shut her up for a while, he thought. No, I'm not mad at you, he said after kissing her. Oh, look, Naruto teased. Hinata smiled and giggled with Naruto. Yeah, well, you two have kissed more than that. Sakura replied. Oh, kinda like this. Naruto asked, pulling Hinata into another deep, passionate kiss. This was a long kiss. Naruto finally pulled away, but not too far. He leaned his forehead against hers. I love you, he whispered. I love you, she whispered back. Well, let's go home, it's getting late. Naruto said, standing up and grabbing the cup of hot chocolate. Okay, Naruto-kun. Goodbye, you two, and Merry Christmas. Sakura shouted. Merry Christmas, Naruto and Hinata called back. They walked by the kitten in the window again. Naruto-kun, look, she's still here, Hinata said, smiling at the kitten in the window. She was curled up on the carpeted floor, and flicked her tail. Isn't she cute? Hinata said, staring at the kitten as it woke up and looked at her with large green cat eyes. Yeah, well, let's go home. Naruto said, pulling Hinata with him. Hinata waved to the kitten and walked with Naruto toward the exit. Naruto leaned back behind Hinata and with one hand pointed to the cat and mouthed "you," as if the cat actually understood. Oh Hinata, I forgot something. You go ahead and go home, I'll catch up. Naruto smiled and nudged her toward the exit. Oh okay, Naruto-kun. Hinata was slightly confused but figured he had a good reason. She smiled and waved to him and he waved back. She walked out into the cold night. Small white specks drifted down and fluttered by her face. The flakes twirled and swirled in the wind before landing on the ground. There was already a light dust on the ground and the snow was slowly starting to pick up. Hinata wished Naruto was there to keep her warm. She walked to Naruto's house, which she just now referred to home. She walked home and entered the house. She quickly noticed the small tree in the corner. It was up to her kneecaps. At least they had a tree. She took out the 2 presents which she had wrapped at the store. She set them under the tree. And took out 2 stickers and wrote to Naruto on them, then stuck them to the gifts. She smiled and noticed a small rectangular box under the tree. That was Naruto's present to her. She sat on the couch and waited for Naruto to come home. Naruto walked home with a large box cradled on his arms. He saw a flurry of white powdery specks blows by him, and wind kicked up a large amount of snow, swirling it in the cold night. Naruto's breath wisped by his face as he breathed into the frigid night. He continued walking home, passing 1 or 2 couples cuddled together scurrying home. He came to the door of his house and set the box down. He opened the door and poked his head inside. Hinata was sitting on the couch watching TV. She turned to him. "Welcome home." She giggled. "It's good to be home," he smiled. He slowly and gently pushed the box inside. "Mew." The box called. Naruto faked a loud cough. "Sorry, just a cough," Naruto replied. No uneasy, realizing he could have trouble keeping the secret. "Mew." Naruto coughed again. "Naruto, are you okay?" Hinata asked. "I'm fine," he responded, and quickly pushed the box under the tree. He looked into one of the medium-sized holes. He saw that thing inside was still fine, just like he bought it. This box was filled with holes at the top. He would have to keep Hinata away from it for a while. "Meow." The box called. "Naruto, what was that?" Hinata asked. "Cat outside maybe," Naruto said, making his best faked confused expression. "Hey Hinata, how about you open one present early?" Naruto suggested. "Naruto, it's not. Come on please," he begged. "But I don't have something for you to open yet." "Good, I want you to have this now though." Naruto is tired of trying to keep this up. "But please," Naruto said, stretching out the word. Okay," she said, getting up from the couch and walking over to where Naruto was now crouching. She looked at the large box in front of her. "Go ahead, open it." Naruto smiled, tapping the box. She smiled slightly nervously. She felt awkward. She tore the dark blue wrapping paper off the top and then tore it down the sides. She looked at the slightly larger top that was filled with holes. She lifted the top off. A pair of large green cat eyes stared up at her. Its black and white splotched body shaped top the usual cat pose. Hinata gasped. "Naruto, you got me a cat?" she asked, not sure she was seeing correctly. "Merry Christmas," Naruto whispered. "Oh," she cooed. She picked up the small cat and stroked the cat's short hair. She smiled at Naruto. "You're the best, Naruto-kun." She brought him close and kissed him. "But are you sure?" she asked. "Positive." "He came with a small cat bed and a little box," he said, gesturing inside the box where she found a small little box and small white round fuzzy bed. She pulled them both out. She placed them on the floor. "Here, I even got him a toy," he said, pulling out a small rod with a long string attached and feathers. He unwrapped it from the cardboard backdrop. He dangled it out from the cat and it leaped out with legs extended, missing the feathered object and landing on the floor. "He's been potty trained," Naruto said. He handed her the feathered toy and she laid the feathers on the floor. The black in the cat's eyes widened and it crouched down, keeping its body close to the floor. Hinata jerked the toy slightly and the cat flinched, getting ready to pounce. The cat stuck its butt in the air and tail with it. The cat leaped onto the toy, biting at it with its still small teeth. Hinata giggled. She looked at Naruto. She grabbed his jacket and pulled him close. "Come on, I have a small present for you," she said in a teasing voice. She kissed him for a while before they both went to sleep. Chapter 43, Christmas. Naruto opened his eyes. He looked over at the wonderful girl next to him. He slowly lifted his head off the pillow and slowly squirmed out of bed. He walked across the floor into the main room and started a fire. He looked over at the small tree with the presents underneath, with the one rather large present. Naruto focused his attention to the small lapping flame barely sticking out of the small bundle of sticks. He watched as the flame slowly spread onto the other branches and then grew into a large constantly moving burning bundle. Naruto placed a log on top of it and watched the fire slowly grasp the log. Naruto turned slightly looking at the small cat curled under the tree. He smiled slightly and walked back to his room and peeked his head in to see Hinata waking up. He smiled, he ran in and jumped over her onto the other side of the bed. He bounced up and down next to her. Taking Hinata by surprise, she looked at him wide-eyed. Santa came. Santa came. Naruto shouted. Oh well, let's go open them. Hinata smiled and wrapped her arms around him. Yeah, come on, Naruto said, pulling Hinata up with him. Naruto, you made a fire? Hinata asked, seeing the red. Yup, didn't want you to be too cold. Naruto said, pulling her into him and hugged her. Well, here is your present. Naruto smiled, handing her that small rectangular box. She smiled and grabbed Naruto's present. Here's your present, she said, trading him. She slowly pulled off the wrapping paper, and opened the box. She stared at the gold chain and her eyes widened and jaw dropped slightly. "Na, Naruto, Naruto-kun," she finally managed. "Do you like it?" Naruto asked. "Do I?" she said in disbelief. "Of course I do, Naruto-kun," she said, still admiring it. "Good," Naruto replied. "Naruto-kun, how, why, are you sure, when?" She didn't know what to say. She didn't believe Naruto would spend that much money on her. He placed a finger over her mouth. "Hinata, you know I love you. You know I would do anything for you, right?" Hinata nodded. "Well, I did those missions just to buy you something special. This is my gift to you, Hinata. I want to make up to you for every day I missed with you. Please don't even think for a second it's too expensive. I want you to have it." Naruto removed his finger from her lips. He smiled at her, and she stared at him. But Hinata said. "Hinata-chan, what did I just say?" Naruto said with a bit of playfulness to his voice. He opened his small box. "Oh my god." Naruto looked at the card inside. He was shocked. This was awesome. "This is the awesome," Naruto shouted. "Come on, let's use this now," Naruto shouted. "Naruto, don't you want to open the other presents?" Hinata suggested. Naruto turned around. He looked at the other presents. "Oh, right." Naruto smiled slightly. He walked over to the other box. The cat had taken the liberty of sniffing the box. It circled the box, rubbing up against it. Naruto looked at the cat and gave it a small pat on the head. "Hey, what are you going to name it?" Naruto asked, stepping away from the box. That was a good question. I don't know." Hinata thought about it. She went through all the usual names. "Mittens," she said. The cat mewed. "You like that name, don't you?" Hinata said with a smile. Naruto couldn't help but smile. "I almost forgot." Naruto opened the door and grabbed the small plant he had gotten her. "Naruto, it's beautiful," she said as she looked over the green plant stem, that merged with the wide light purple petals that spiraled about each other. She held it in her hands and felt the smooth touch of the leaf. "Glad you like it? Now what did I get?" Naruto said, reaching for the large box. He pulled it up and examined the box wrapped in bright orange. He tore it off and opened the box. The orange and black swirled sheath looked awesome, for lack of a better word. Naruto pulled it out and drew the sword. He made a small condensed cutting motion, careful not to hit anything. "Sweet, I'm gonna destroy anyone in my way." Naruto smiled. "Thank you, so much. Not only that, but I have two things I couldn't wrap," Hinata said. "A training day with Jiraiya, who will teach you a new jutsu." Naruto gasped, he could never get Pervy Sage to teach him new jutsu. And Kakashi to try and teach you the Chidori. Hinata finished. Naruto gasped again. I can't wait. You are so awesome. Naruto said, putting his sword down, and walked over to the couch where Hinata was sitting. He sat down next to her and put his arms around her. He pulled her close, rubbing her shoulders. Cold. Not anymore. She smiled and rested her head on his shoulders. She lifted the necklace up to her face. Looking it over one time more, she was surprised he had bought her that. She lifted it to her neck and tried to put it on. She couldn't quite find the latch. She started to activate her Byakugan. Naruto placed his hands on hers and she stopped. He latched the necklace. Thank you, Naruto. No problem, he replied. She turned to him. Beautiful, and that necklace is nice too. Naruto grinned. Naruto-kun, thank you. This is, without a doubt, the best Christmas ever. Not just the presents, but you. I've spent so many Christmases with my family, which just felt like I was alone. I know you have too, but now, we're together on Christmas and it's the best thing, ever. Hinata smiled. I agree, Naruto replied. He grabbed a blanket and threw it over both of them. He snuggled close to her. Mittens jumped on top of them and crawled into the middle of them. Naruto chuckled and stroked the cat. Good kitty. Knock knock knock. Naruto was slightly startled and looked at the door. Naruto, were you expecting someone? Hinata asked. No. Naruto got up and opened the door. He looked out. 3 people in his doorway. All dressed in heavy jackets, most likely to keep the cold snow that was still falling. It was adding to the ankle-deep snow already powdered over the ground. Merry Christmas, Naruto. The second tallest figure said. Niji? Naruto asked. I didn't expect you. Naruto said. Hinata was slightly worried why he was here. Hello, Niji. Well, hello, Naruto. The tallest figure said. And Hayashi-sama, come on in, Naruto nervously suggested. Hinata now panicked. What was her father doing here? She hadn't gotten them anything. Hello, father. Hinata said, standing up. Merry Christmas. You too. He replied as he walked in with Hanabi and Niji. Well, how have you been? He asked. Great. Great. They both responded nervously. Naruto looked at Hinata, his eyes full of swirled confusion and nervousness. Hinata was the same. They could both read each other. They were both scared, worried, and confused. He looked down to see the small cat rub up against his leg. A cat? Yes, Naruto got it for me. Hinata said, not moving anything but her lips. Oh, I see. Hayashi responded. Hanabi knelt down to pet the cat. What's its name? She asked. Mittens, Hinata responded. It's adorable. Hanabi said as she ran her hand across the cat's back. Hanabi looked up at Hinata and noticed a small shimmer around Hinata's neck. Hinata, what's that on your neck? Hayashi squinted his eyes slightly. Oh, this. Hinata said, running the smooth metal over her fingers. Naruto gave me this gold necklace. Hinata said, smiling at Naruto. Very good, Naruto, it is tasteful. Well done. Hayashi commented. With monotone to his voice. Thank you, sir. Naruto said with nervousness in his voice. He gave Hinata a quick glance, asking her what to do. Hinata quickly went through escape plans. Hey Hanabi and Niji, how about we play in the snow? Hinata asked, putting on a smile as to try to not seem so nervous. Yeah, I'll come too. Naruto said, slowly backing away from Hayashi and going into their rooms and getting their coats. Naruto slid Hinata's jacket over her, being very careful not to do anything out of the ordinary. He would have usually slid it all the way over her and zipped it up, but considering their company he thought it best not to. Naruto then quickly put his coat on. "Hayashi-sama, please make yourself at home," Naruto said before slipping out the door with Hinata. He closed the door behind them. Hinata and Naruto leaned up against the door and breathed a sigh of relief. "Very good, Naruto," Neji said. "You were respectful. I'll do anything it takes as long as I can be with Hinata." Naruto smiled. He kissed Hinata, which calmed him. The door opened. "Are you two feeling okay?" Hayashi asked, sticking his head out the door. Naruto and Hinata jumped and stiffened like a planks of wood. Fine, just, see cold," Naruto replied, with a scared tone to his voice. "You seemed a little odd." "Nope, fine," Naruto said. Hayashi nodded and closed the door. They both breathed another sigh of relief. The door opened again. "By the way, I'm not stupid," he said before going into the house again. Naruto slapped the palm of his hand against his forehead. Neither of them wore their forehead protectors unless they were on mission because they usually got in the way of kissing and such. "Smooth," Neji said with a grin. Naruto shot him a glance and Neji turned around. He bent over and grabbed a handful of snow, packed it into a ball and threw it at Neji, who had decided something was more interesting in the other direction, got nailed in the back of the head. Neji glared at Naruto and hurled a snowball back at Naruto. He dodged and stuck out his tongue. Naruto was hit squarely in the face by Hanabi, causing Hinata to giggle slightly. "You think it's funny, Hinata?" Naruto asked. He grabbed a handful of snow and placed it on her head. "Only when it's on you," Hinata said, grabbing snow and putting it on his head when she finished her sentence. Naruto breathed out a sigh, and the cloudy air dissipated into the white endless day. "All right then, bring it on," Naruto shouted, crossing his fingers, and created shadow clones, who all grabbed handfuls of snow. "What now?" Naruto said, focusing his attention back to Hinata. "Naruto," Hinata said. Naruto looked around. Hinata had also made clones. "I can make clones to remember," Hinata said with a grin on her face. "Oh, right. Let's get him," Hinata said as everyone charged at Naruto with snow in their hands. Naruto and his clones ran for it. They dashed around their house. Some stopped and tried to hit some, but only to be outnumbered and buried in snow. Naruto was quickly losing. He decided there was only one way out. He ducked around a corner and waited, and waited, and waited before finally he heard footsteps. He crouched back, and luckily the first person was the one he was looking for. He sprang out right on top of her. "Hinata!" he called as he jumped onto her. She jumped slightly and hit him with the snowball. He quickly held Hinata in his arms and pressed her close to him. He smiled at her. "You're my shield now." "Are you sure? Because maybe I'm a clone." "Nope, you my one and only, and I know which one is the real one." "Sure? Positive?" "You're right," Hinata said, and she kissed him. It was cold outside, but right now it felt about 100 degrees. She felt so warm, with Naruto pressed against her and his lips against hers. She could have melted. When she finally pulled away, she found she had quite a mass of spectators. Naruto's clones, her clones, Neji, and Hanabi. "Oh, she blushed slightly. She released her clones and so did Naruto. That limited the spectators down to 2. "Ah!" Hanabi teased. Naruto threw a snowball in her general direction. Neji snuck around Naruto and shoved snow in his hair. Naruto jumped at the cold powder. "We're even," Neji said when Naruto turned around. "Can we go inside? I'm kind of cold," Hanabi said. "Of course, come on Naruto, let's go inside," Hinata told him. "Feels good to kiss, doesn't it?" he whispered to her. She blushed slightly but nodded. "But once we get inside we can't, and that makes me sad." Naruto said in a 5-year-old voice. This will have to do for a while. She stopped and kissed Naruto. That feeling of warmth flushed over her again. She pulled away. All right Naruto, on you, best behavior. When am I not? Naruto chuckled. Their crunching footsteps stopped and Naruto opened the door and everyone got inside trying to warm up. Hayashi was just sitting there by the fire. They were greeted by Mittens, who got hit with a small snowball from Naruto's coat. Mittens jumped back with legs extended. When it landed, it shook itself free of the snow. It quickly cleaned itself and went back and sat at Hinate's feet. She reached down and stroked the cat. Naruto took of her coat and kissed her cheek quickly. He took their coats and set them in their rooms. Hanabi walked over by the fire and warmed up. Niji sat down and waited. Naruto pulled Hinate back into the hallway and into his room. I just thought of something. What did we get him for Christmas? Naruto asked. Money. Hinate said, sounding like she was guessing. Okay, good. Naruto replied. There was an awkward silence between them, the first in a really long time. One more? Naruto asked. Quick. She said. She collided with him and pressed her lips to his, but she quickly retreated and they went out to the main room where everyone was warming up. They stood there not sure what to do. Luckily they didn't have to. Well, I appreciate your hospitality. But we are going to head home. Hayashi said, standing up. The other two followed. They grabbed their coats, they thanked them and waved. The door closed and Naruto and Hinata leaned on each other and breathed a sigh of relief. That was close. Your father scares the heck out of me. Naruto chuckled. Well, if you are going to be with me you just have to try to deal. Hinata said. Then it is completely worth it. There is nothing that would ever make me want to leave you. Naruto-kun, I never want to miss a second with you, and I'm so glad we're together. She kissed him and Naruto kissed her back. It was great not to have the pressure. He pulled her closer and slowly ran his hand down her side onto her thigh, which were perfect, just like the rest of her body. He ran his hand up and down her sides. Hinata let him, and in fact, she kind of liked his soft touch. Hinata slipped her hand behind his head and ran her fingers through his hair. Naruto pulled her closer, feeling her body press against him. Hinata. Naruto said, pulling away slightly. That was all he said. He went back and kissed her neck, running his kisses up and down her neck. She started breathing heavier and held him tight. Naruto lifted her off her feet and slowly walked to their room and dropped her onto the bed. Naruto jumped on top of her. He stared down at her. He could see in her eyes she wanted him to kiss her. He wouldn't disappoint, so he did. He slowly snuck his hand up her shirt and crept his hand up her back. She didn't notice, she was focused on his kiss. Naruto moved his hand between her shoulder blades. He rubbed her back. This definitely caught Hinata's attention. She stopped kissing and shot up straight. Naruto, she gasped. Sorry. My bad. I completely messed up this. He was interrupted when Hinata kissed him. Don't worry, you didn't do anything. She went back to kissing him. He was so glad she was the way she was. He wouldn't have her any other way. They finally stopped kissing. Mainly they were both out of breath and now a little lightheaded. Naruto caressed her face and soft hair. Hinata smiled at him and held his face and stared into his sky blue eyes. Knock knock knock. Not again. Naruto whined. He got up and opened the door. Tsunade was standing in the doorway. Hey, what are you doing here? Naruto asked. Well, here, it's a little something for Hinata, but I'm sure you'll like it more. Tsunade said with a smirk. She handed him a box. I just came to drop this off, so I'll see you later. And with that she left. Naruto stood there with the box. He walked back to the room. What is that, Naruto-kun? Dang, I love when you say my name like that. I don't know what this is, Tsunade just dropped it off. She said it was for you but I would enjoy it more. Naruto said, perplexed by Tsunade's riddle. Hinata took the box and opened it up. She looked inside and there was a lot of red and white fluff. She lifted up the first piece. It was a triangle-shaped hat with a white ball at the end. The second piece was a small top that would probably barely cover her chest. The third was almost the size of a bikini bottom, in the matching red cloth and white fluff that lined the sides. It's an outfit, a female Santa outfit, she said. Naruto looked it over. Are you gonna wear it? Naruto asked with a sparkle in his eye. No, sorry honey. Come on. Naruto pleaded. I'm sorry but I don't think it would be appropriate. Screw appropriate. Come on, it's Christmas. I'm sorry, come here, she said, but she went to him and kissed him. She ran her fingers through his hair and pressed his head against hers. Naruto held her close in his arms and pressed his hands against her back. They finally stopped and Naruto stroked her hair. I'm so glad we're together, Hinata said. I couldn't see myself with anyone but you. Likewise. The sun was slowly setting as Naruto, Hinata, and Mitten sat on the couch by the fire. Hinata curled in Naruto's arms and Naruto rested her head. Merry Christmas, Hinata, Naruto whispered. Naruto, I hope you had the best Christmas so far. I did, thank you my love. Thank you Naruto-kun. You made my Christmas the best ever. Merry Christmas, they both whispered to each other. Chapter 44, Hinata's birthday. Naruto paced the aisles looking for Hinata's birthday present. He had used all his good ideas on her Christmas presents. He was at a loss. What should her get her? She never needed a lot. She was always happy with Naruto just being there. She didn't really have any wants for anything, which made it hard to give her gifts, though his last few were good. Naruto! Tsunade shouted. Tsunade, what are you doing here? Naruto asked. Getting out, she replied. What are you doing here? Trying to find a gift for Hinata's birthday. Ah, I see. Did you enjoy that outfit, Naruto? She grinned and elbowed him in the ribs. No, she wouldn't wear it. She was uncomfortable to her and I don't want to make her do anything she doesn't. Oh, well, got any ideas for Hinata? Does it look like I do? No, you don't look like you think at all. Tsunade laughed. Very funny, will you help me? Yeah, some roses and chocolates and maybe take her out. I'm sure she would love that. Yeah, why didn't I think about that? Naruto wondered. Tsunade, don't say anything about thinking. Tsunade chuckled and looked away. Thanks Tsunade. Naruto ran off into a flower shop. The smell of dew and petals drifted to his nose. The smell was strong and slightly odd. He looked through the rows and rows of flowers he didn't know anything about. Naruto! Ino called. Hey, what are you doing here? Naruto sighed. Looking for flowers for Hinata-chan. Oh, how cute. Ino replied. So you sell roses here? Naruto questioned, pointing to all the flowers. Of course, how many? Half dozen or a full dozen? Full, he responded. Ino nodded and sorted through her array of flowers before pulling out a large bundle of roses. Naruto walked to the counter, where Ino had set the flowers. She rang it up on the register and Naruto counted out the money and placed it next to the flowers. Thank you, come again, Ino said. Naruto grabbed the flowers and ran off to the next shop. Hinata sat on the couch and watched a movie playing on TV. Naruto had insisted, considering it was her birthday and all. They had spent most of yesterday getting presents for Tsunade, Hayashi, Niji, and Hanabi. She chuckled remembering the incident when they went to the Hyuga mansion. Flashback. Naruto and Hinata approached the mansion and Naruto checked his posture and clothes, shook his hair free of the falling snow. He smiled at Hinata and she smiled back before knocking of the door. Neji snuck around the corner and threw a snowball, hitting Naruto squarely in the face, taking him by surprise and knocking him over towards Hinata. Naruto landed on Hinata, wrapping his arms around her shoulders. He pulled her down with him and they both landed, spraying snow out from around them, Naruto laying on top of Hinata, both sprawled out. Unfortunately for them, the door opened, and extremely unfortunate, both Hayashi and Hanabi were in the doorway. Hayashi glared at them, and Hanabi was sort of wide-eyed. "Father!" Hinata said in shock. Naruto panicked and jumped like a cat, hands extended forward, and landed next to Hinata and fell over on his back in his panic. He quickly stood up with snow covering him. "It's not what it looked like, Hayashi-sama," Naruto quickly and nervously explained, waving his hands in front of him. "You see, I fell and Hinata happened to be standing next to me. I was just falling and I accidentally took her with me." Naruto feared for his life right now, and for his relationship. "It's true, father." Hinata backed him up. Naruto gulped. "Hayashi-sama," Neji said, walking up to the scene. "It's true, I saw it." "Very well," Hayashi said coldly. "Here we have presents for you," Hinata said, handing them the now snowy wrapped items. "Thank you," each one said, taking the present for them. "Would you like to come inside?" Hayashi asked. "No thanks, we still have more presents to deliver." Hinata politely refused. "Well, thank you," he said again while Naruto and Hinata walked away, faster than normal. "No problem," Naruto said and smiled at him. The door closed and Naruto and Hinata put their hands over their chests and took a deep breath. Flashback end. Hinata pulled the blanket Naruto had covered her with closer. Mittens jumped up and curled in Hinata's lap. She stroked the cat. Mittens started a low rumbling before emerging into a loud purr. Naruto came out of his last shop, with a box of chocolate and a dinner reservation. He headed home with his hands full of presents. He opened the front door to his house and walked in and quickly went down to one knee. "Hinata, I love you," he said, holding out the flowers and chocolates. Hinata smiled at him and started to get up. "Don't get up on your day." He smiled and strolled over to her, handing her the flowers and chocolates. She grabbed his head when he was close and pulled him to her lips. "Thank you, Naruto-kun." She looked deep into his eyes. "Tonight I made dinner reservations for us." "Oh, you didn't have to." "I love you, I didn't have to, but I want to." Naruto smiled. He took a seat next to Hinata and leaned her against himself. He wrapped his arms around her. "Thank you, Naruto-kun." She replied and snuggled with him and watched TV with her love. Naruto threw his shirt off to the side and slid a button-up shirt over his arms. He checked his jeans and then walked out of his room and met Hinata in the main room. She was wearing a pair of jeans and a simple blue shirt, with the open jacket over her. Naruto snuck up behind her as she watched the TV. Naruto grabbed her from behind and held her tight. "Naruto," she said, resting her head on his shoulder behind her. "Yes," he replied, knowing she didn't actually want anything. He kissed her exposed neck. "Ready?" She nodded and they walked out the door. They strolled down the street. Naruto was telling Hinata about how he loved this day because she was born. "Boss!" came a voice from one of three figures running toward him. Naruto turned around. "Konohamaru." The three figures stopped just before Naruto. They had grown a little, but Naruto could still identify each of them. "Boss! I didn't know you were back. Guess what, I've mastered that sexy jutsu." Konohamaru made the hand sign. "Hey! No, don't!" Naruto shouted, trying to stop him. But it was too late. He had already made an illusion of a girl just like Naruto's, except with black hair. Smoke covered her chest and lower part. "Not now," he said, putting his face into his hand. Hinata blushed, embarrassed that Naruto used to do that. "Why not?" he asked, going back to his normal form. "I'm on a date with Hinata," he said, gesturing toward her. "Hinata? What about Sakura?" He asked. I don't love her, I love Hinata. Naruto said. What, why not? Well, Hinata is hotter, cuter, more beautiful, less violent. By a lot, more fun. But why didn't you go out with Sakura? I thought you loved her. It was just a crush. Then why did you like her, boss? Well, she was popular and I wanted people to recognize me. She was okay looking, I guess, so that was why, but it wasn't actually love. Naruto-kun. Hinata said. Is that why? Yeah, but I love you, this is love. He said, giving her a kiss. Oh. Naruto-kun. Hinata replied. Well, I like her. Konohamaru shouted. She didn't punch me when I did that jutsu. Everyone likes her, and I love her. Naruto smiled. If you don't mind, we have to go to our date. Sure, boss. We'll see you later, he said as he and his friends took off past them. Naruto and Hinata continued on to the restaurant. They entered the restaurant and were greeted by a young man. We have a reservation under Uzumaki. Naruto said. The man checked the small booklet on the podium in front of him. Right this way, he said, showing them to the table. They sat down and waited while checking out the menu, or at least Hinata was. Naruto was checking out Hinata. Hinata looked up at him. Naruto-kun, do you know what you want? She asked. You, he replied quickly. Oh, well, come here. She said, putting down the menu and leaning over the table and kissing him. Delicious. Naruto smiled. Naruto laid the money on the table and they left. It was late and they walked home. When they got there, they snuggled on the couch with mittens. Naruto snuggled close to her and Hinata snuggled close to him. There was a knock at the door. Naruto groaned. Come in. He called, not wanting to actually get up and leave Hinata. The door opened and Sakura and Sasuke entered. Hey. Naruto called. Hello. Sakura replied. We came by to tell Hinata to have a happy birthday, but she is with her lover, so I'm sure she is. Yes, my birthday is great. Hinata replied. Well, good. Sakura said. You look comfortable. Sakura teased. I am. Hinata smiled and looked up into Naruto's eyes. Naruto smiled back at her. I am too. He kissed her. Sakura got slightly jealous. She turned to Sasuke and kissed him. Well, what are you guys watching? Just a movie. Naruto replied. Oh, well, we will just leave you two alone. Sakura replied. They left, not actually wanting to destroy the moment. And just because it's Hinata's birthday, don't do it. Save it for marriage. Sakura laughed and closed the door. They both looked blankly at each other, knowing they both kind of wanted to do it. But hey, both also wanted to wait for marriage. They stared for a while, and the movie ended. Hinata yawned. Making Naruto yawn, she smiled. Naruto got up and carried her to the bed. He laid her down on the bed and crawled in next to her. He kissed her and they both fell asleep. Chapter 45, A Secret. Naruto woke up next to Hinata. She was just as beautiful as the day they became boyfriend and girlfriend. It had been 5 years since then. Both were 20, Hinata was still beautiful and Naruto still had his spiky blonde hair. Hinata opened her eyes. She smiled at him. Good morning. She smiled at him. She had gotten extremely used to Naruto, she could read him like a book. Morning, beautiful, he kissed her. Then got up and grabbed some new clothes. What's going on? She asked, not sure highway he was already getting ready, they usually just hung out in the mornings. I'm busy today, I have to go talk to Tsunade. Naruto said. Changing his pants in front of her, she covered her eyes. They had been saving it for marriage. Naruto, I barely see you anymore. She said. He had been on mission after mission after mission. She was lucky if she saw him one day out of the week. I'm so sorry, don't worry, I'll make it up to you. Naruto said with a smile and kissed her head. Naruto changed his shirt and walked out the bedroom door. Naruto-kun. She shouted and followed him. What's wrong with you? There is defiantly something wrong with you. She hugged him. We have been dating for 5 years, I know you. What's wrong? I'm just nervous. He replied. He hugged her back. Nervous about what? Just, stuff. I don't know why I have to go see Tsunade. He lied. Okay Naruto. She said. I love you. I love you, he said and walked out the front door. He swore. Hinate quickly changed and ran out the front door. She found her way to Sakura's apartment. She had stayed at the apartment with Ino. She knocked on the door, she heard a jump then nothing. She heard footsteps and then the door opened. Sakura opened the door. Hello Hinate, she said, opening the door and letting her in. What's up? She asked, closing the door behind her. Naruto's not himself. She said. Sakura stiffened. It's probably nothing. Sakura said with a nervous smile. That idiot is gonna blow his cover. She thought. He said he is nervous. She replied. Well, maybe he is. But what about? She asked. Sakura mentally swore. Who knows, it's Naruto, she replied. Naruto swore at himself he should have done something better, a better excuse. He couldn't let her know. He entered Tsunade's office. Okay. You mean it's time? Yup. Very well, Tsunade replied and threw him a bag. Thanks Tsunade, for keeping this a secret. He said, taking the bag and leaving. They kept the conversation simple and to a minimum. After all, they did have a time limit in a way. Naruto walked down the stairs and out into the streets, passing people by. Naruto. Kakashi asked, passing him by with an armful of groceries. Hey Kakashi-sensei. Naruto replied. Hey, Tsunade told me what you're doing. So much for secret. Naruto growled. Don't worry, I kept it a secret. Good luck, Kakashi said and continued on his way. Thanks. Naruto said to nobody. He walked down to shop on the corner and entered in. Well, Hinata. I think it's fine. Go home and get some rest or something. Sakura said, almost pushing Hinata out of the door. But Hinata said before the door closed. Sakura leaned up against the other side of the door and took a deep breath out. Hinata looked down at the ground and walked home. She wondered why Sakura had insisted she leave so strongly. Sorry Hinata, Sakura said out loud to no one. You were asking too many questions. Hinata got home and took a seat on the couch. She had known Naruto better than anyone else and she couldn't figure out what was happening with him. Hinata is getting worried and asking questions. Sakura said, standing in the doorway, after just leaving her apartment. What? Yeah, I didn't know what to do, but I did my best. So I think she doesn't know. Let's try to keep it that way. Tsunade said. She can't ask too many questions yet. Will do. Sakura said and left. Naruto exited the shop, with a small object. He quickly made a run toward Sakura's house. He got there just as Sakura did. Ready, Sakura? Naruto asked. I'm ready, but the real question is, are you? She said with a smirk. I was born ready. Naruto said. You didn't tell her about this, did you? Sakura questioned. No, why would I? Do I look that stupid? Naruto asked. Well. Let's just does this. You go it? She opened the door and yanked him inside. Tsunade-sama, the supplies have been delivered and they're going to be set up in a couple of minutes. What do we do now? Shizun asked. Nothing, now we wait. Okay. Shizun nodded. This was like one big game. Good luck Naruto. Naruto exited Sakura's apartment and headed toward his house. Sakura quickly left her house with a big bundle, and took off. Naruto walked toward the Hyuga mansion. He got the front door and knocked. Hello Naruto. Hayashi greeted. Hello Hayashi-sama. Naruto bowed slightly. This was extremely important, so he had to be on his absolute best behavior. Would you like to come in? He offered. Please sir. Hayashi moved out of the doorway, letting Naruto in. Where is Hinate? Funny you should mention her, I came here to talk to you about her. Oh I see. Take a seat. I have to get Neji and Hanabi. Hayashi said, then he walked around the corner. Naruto seated himself in a proper pose on the cushion on the floor. Hayashi came back to the room with Neji to his left and Hanabi to his right. They seated themselves facing Naruto. So what is it Naruto? Well, it's about Hinate. Naruto left the Hyuga mansion, escorted out by Hayashi, Neji, and Hanabi. Thank you very much Hayashi-sama, thank you very very much. Naruto bowed deeply. Just keep your promise. He said. You have my word. Naruto said and ran home. Naruto got home and opened the door. Hinate turned around and jumped up quickly to hug him. Naruto-kun, what did Tsunade need you for? She just wanted to even some things out from my missions. What kind of things? She asked. Naruto didn't think he would that much of an excuse. Just my pay and such. Okay she said, and she squeezed him tighter. Naruto walked with her over to the couch. He sat down with her and stroked her hair. She sniffled. Hinate? What's wrong? Naruto asked. Naruto, what's wrong with you? She asked. Something is wrong and I know it. You don't have to tell me, but I love you. I can help you, she replied. With tears welling in her eyes. I love you, don't forget that, ever. Naruto paused. But I can't tell you. I'm sorry. Okay, Naruto, she replied, and a tear slid down her cheek. Hinate-chan, Naruto kissed her tear and cheek. Hinate, don't you worry. It's nothing bad. He kissed her lips and she kissed him back, feeling her lips press against his and her felling his lips. Then why? She asked. Because. He responded. But. Hinate, I just can't. Okay. She sighed. Come on, let's go for a walk, that will defiantly cheer you up. She nodded. But wasn't sure it would. Naruto and Hinate exited the village into the fields outside the walls. Naruto wrapped his arms around Hinate's shoulders. She had dried her eyes, and managed a slight smile. She was actually kind of getting better. The blue sky dangled above them and was bright like the sun, if the sun was blue. It was a sky blue. Hinate looked at Naruto's eyes and then to the sky. They were close in color. The blue sky threw wisps of white puffs of sky that slightly drifted across the vast never-ending space. The field was covered in lavender flowers. The flowers reached up toward the sun, only to stop at about Hinate's knees. The green stems stretched and swayed in the slight breeze that gently pushed the clouds above them toward the other horizon. Multiple lavender flowers sprouted from the top of the stem, while little bugs zipped and buzzed from flower to flower. It was warm outside and the ground was dry. It hadn't rained in about a week. Hinate took a whiff of the purple flowers that wafted in the air. The buzz of insects whizzed past her ear and the rustling of flowers against flowers sounded. Naruto turned to her and smiled. Have a seat. He said, pointing to the large red square laid out in a break of flowers. A small brown woven basket, with one side opened revealing some food. Hinate nodded and folded her legs underneath her and sat down. She looked over at Naruto, who had taken his seat next to her. He turned and smiled at her. She slightly smiled back, but still worried about him. I know you're worried, Naruto said, losing his smile. We've been dating for 5 years. You have to trust me. I do. Then why are you worried? Because I love you, she replied. And I love you, he replied. Now how about some lunch? He asked, handing her a plate with a wrapping crinkled around it. She lifted off the covering, which revealed a plate with a white layered cake drizzled with chocolate and caramel. On top of the cake a red flower of frosting. Okay, it's not much of lunch, but it's still good, huh? Naruto grinned at her. She nodded and picked up a fork in the basket and sliced the tip off the cake and tasted it. It was great, sweet, and still warm. This is good, Naruto-kun. Good, I'm glad you like it. He smiled. How did you set this up? Well, I asked Sakura to set this picnic up for us and she was glad to help. Tsunade got the cake for us. Naruto explained. Oh, well, that was nice of them. That's not even half of it, he whispered to himself with a smirk. What? She asked. Nothing, nothing at all. Naruto-kun, what did you say? Nothing, I just said it was nice of them. Naruto said, looking at Hinate, who, as Lee would say, still youthful. She was slightly more developed, which caught Naruto's attention, a lot. Her long beautiful, silky hair was still beautiful and silky. Her body still perfect, every curve molded to perfection, and her skin was still soft. Naruto? She asked, realizing he was staring at her body. Huh? Oh, Naruto quickly looked away after realizing he was staring. He scratched that back of his head. She was glad he still was interested in her. They had gotten closer, also making it harder on Naruto. He was trying hard to save it for marriage and it seemed to be getting harder for him. Naruto gulped, he finally started eating his cake. Hinata looked at his hand, he was shaking. Naruto-kun? She asked. Are you okay? Of course, why do you ask? He replied. You're shaking, she replied, pointing to his hand. It's just well, you know, Naruto frantically searched for an excuse. I'm just hungry, yeah, that's all. Okay. She said, what was wrong today? She wondered. Naruto stood up after finishing his cake, which he did rather hastily. Hinata stood up as well, expecting him to leave or something. But what he did next she would remember every day of her life. Naruto got down on one knee and reached into his pocket, pulling out a small black box. He opened it up, revealing a large golden ring with one big diamond in the center of the top of the ring with two smaller lavender amethyst gems on the side. The gold was woven over each other over the outside of the ring, on the left and right side of the ring. Small flowers and swirls were etched into the gold. The brilliance of the gems were clear as they shone like the sun that was beating down on them. They were cut to make light, make them shine more. Hinata gasped. Hinata Hyuga, I love you with all my heart. I want to spend every day of my life with you. Naruto gulped. NN. Hinata barely stammered. Hinata Hyuga, will you marry me? Chapter 46, Answer. Hinata stared at the ring and man before her. She noted every detail in her mind so she could remember this moment for every day of her life. This was one of the moments she had always wanted to happen with Naruto. After this, the rest of her dreams would finally come true. Naruto still knelt before her with a slight nervous grin on his face. His hands were still shaking while holding out the ring. Hinata shot thoughts through her mind, what if her father didn't approve? How did he afford this, and when did he do all this? Naruto was getting more and more nervous now that Hinata had yet to respond. He thought she would instantly say yes and everything would be okay, but there was no answer and nothing was okay right now. Hinata clasped her hands together close to her chest and breathed heavier. Her eyes went over the ring again, taking it all in. Another breeze blew by, rustling the flowers. Neither of them moved, waiting for the other to do something, anything. Naruto wondered what Hinata was thinking, why she wouldn't say yes. He knew she loved him, was she not ready? Was she unsure or confused? Naruto had asked Hayashi for permission to marry her, and Hayashi even said that she would defiantly say yes. But Hayashi was wrong before. Hinata thought to herself, if her father would agree, sure he had started taking a liking to them, but maybe he still harbored a little hate for them. What would they do after this? They would finally be married. So what was stopping her from saying yes? She stared at the ring, unblinking and wide-eyed. Naruto decided this had been long enough. "Hinata?" he asked. Hinata's eyes lowered slightly and she wobbled off balance but regained her balance and finally unclenched her hands. "Hinata Hyuga, will you marry me?" Naruto asked one more time, thinking maybe she had not heard him or needed to be reminded. Hinata thought some more. This was something she had always wanted. She finally answered no. Naruto's jaw dropped slightly. Did she just say no? He thought for sure she would say yes. "No way," Hinata said with a smile slightly creeping across her face. "Naruto, of course I'll marry you," she shouted and slung her arms around him. "Nothing would make me happier. I love you, Naruto-kun," she said with tears trickling down her face, and splashing onto Naruto's shirt. "Yes Naruto, I will marry you." Naruto grasped her shoulders and held her in front of him. She had a huge smile on her face and tears rolling down her cheeks. He took the ring out of the small box and slid it onto her right-hand ring finger. She held her hand up looking at it before sliding it off to get another good look at it. She noticed something on the inside. She looked close at it and she saw that it read, "Hinata, I love you with all my heart and every fiber of my being." Her smile widened, if that was possible. "Oh Naruto-kun, I love you with all my heart and with every fiber of my being, and I will never stop loving you." She slid the ring back on her finger before holding tightly onto Naruto. "Hinata. But wait, what about my father? What about him? Did he approve?" she asked. "Yup, I asked him and he consented." "Really?" "Oh Naruto-kun," she hugged him tighter. "Tsunade donated for the ring. Remember that long time ago when she said she would be putting some money aside for me? That was what she was talking about. This was also why I was nervous. I wanted to surprise you. Shizune and Sakura were in on it too," Naruto explained. "I'm sorry I was so worried, but you were acting so strange." "No, it's okay," Naruto said, holding her tight. He felt a tear in his eye. He was so happy he was starting to cry. He stopped himself because he was happy. "Hinata, we're getting married," he said. "Naruto, I love you." "I love you," she said, still clinging to him. "Where the hell is Naruto?" Tsunade shouted. "Well, he is proposing. And last time I checked that takes some time," Sakura responded. "I don't care, he needs to get here so we can see the ring. No, to mention start planning the wedding." "I was thinking a big wedding," Tsunade said, going off track. "Tsunade?" Sakura asked. "Oh right, well Sakura, good job setting up the picnic. Shizune, good job delivering the supplies. And if Naruto was here we could congratulate both of them, but they're not here." Tsunade said, angry again. "Do you think she'll say yes?" Shizune asked. "Of course she will. This is the guy she has loved ever since the academy." Tsunade shouted. "Hurry up Naruto," she growled. Naruto and Hinata were still in the field, still holding each other close. Naruto had laid down with Hinata close to him. Hinata still had trails of tears staining her beautiful face. Naruto was smiling at her. He kissed her cheeks to wipe away her tear stains. She still had a smile on her face. Hinata looked him in the eyes. "Hinata, I love you." Naruto ran his fingers through her hair and kissed her. She kissed him back. "Come on," Naruto said after they had finished kissing. "We have to go to Tsunade's office, she wanted to see us." "I can't believe you went through all this trouble, Naruto-kun." "No trouble, I had to make sure it was perfect for you." Naruto said standing up, and then pulled Hinata up with him. She grabbed his hand and tangled her fingers with his. He smiled at her. Hinata pressed her shoulder up against his. Naruto leaned his head against hers. They walked together down the streets of Konoha. "Naruto. How you been?" Jiraiya asked, walking up to them. He noticed something different about them. "Hey, what happened?" he asked. Hinata held up her hand, showing him the ring. "We're engaged," Naruto said. "Oh. Damn, that is one crazy ring. Naruto, you little knucklehead," Jiraiya teased. "Where you two lovebirds headed?" Jiraiya asked with a smile on his face. Staring at the huge rock on the ring. "Tsunade's office." "Oh, I see, well. I'll let you two be on your way," Jiraiya said. He extended his hand toward Naruto. Naruto shook Jiraiya's hand. "Way to go, Naruto," Jiraiya said before he left. Sakura saw them from the corner she was hiding at, trying to find these two for Tsunade, before Tsunade started killing people. She quickly ran back to Tsunade's office. "Tsunade-sama, they're on their way," Sakura reported. "Took long enough, all right everyone, they're on their way," Tsunade told the crowd of people she had gathered. All of Naruto and Hinata's friends. Naruto knocked on Tsunade's door. "Come on in, Naruto," Tsunade shouted. The door crept open. Naruto standing the doorway with Hinata still close to him and hand in hand. They both had big smiles on their faces. "Well, look who it is." Naruto stared at the large mass of people in Tsunade's office. Naruto stared and Hinata stared as well. "Congratulations, Naruto and Hinata. This is a big day. I and everyone in Konoha want to congratulate you. We knew you would make it. So, I'll wrap it up. Congratulations, you too." Tsunade smiled. Everyone clapped in celebration. Hinata blushed slightly. Today started out terrible, but today was the best day of her life so far. "Hey, don't keep us waiting. Show us the ring," Tsunade shouted. Hinata smiled and held up her hand, showing off the ring. Tsunade's jaw dropped slightly. "Holy crap!" Tsunade called. "I'm glad my money was used for a great ring like that sucker. Look at it." Sakura and Sasuke approached them. "Hinata, look at that rock. That is one great ring, Naruto," Sakura complimented. Sakura held up Hinata's hand, looking over the ring. "Yup, that is one amazing ring," Sakura said, letting Hinata's hand go. "Thank you, Sakura." Hinata smiled. Naruto hugged Hinata close and Hinata kissed him. "Hey!" Tsunade shouted. "That reminds me, you two haven't had sex yet, have you? You both better be virgins on your wedding day, understand me?" Hinata blushed deeper. Tsunade had told them to save it for marriage before, but in private, not bluntly in public. "No, Tsunade, we haven't done that yet," Naruto replied. "Yet is the key word." Tsunade snickered. Naruto shot her a look. But he also knew that after they were married they could finally do that. "Hinata, come over here," Sakura said, pulling her to a group of girls. "We have to start planning your wedding now." "Yeah. It has to be perfect," Ino told her. The boys gathered around Naruto. "Hey, congratulations, Naruto," Koji said. "Yes, I am sure you and Hinata will be very happy together," Lee said, flashing him a smile and thumbs up. "So, you two planning on children?" Sasuke asked. "Maybe," Naruto said nonchalantly. "So yes," Shikamaru said. "Pretty much." Naruto chuckled. "Well, have fun," Shikamaru replied and chuckled. Naruto laughed slightly. "Hinata, we all need to go dress shopping," Temari squealed, causing the other girls to squeal with glee. "Hinata, you need the perfect dress," Tenten said. "Something that matches your eyes, something in lavender." Oh, and then all our dresses have to match and the cake and decoration have to match that. Oh, it's going to be great, Sakura replied. The girls planned out Hinate's wedding. That sounds wonderful. Hinate finally put in her thoughts. She had to admit all this sounded wonderful. They did sound like they knew what they were doing and they did have great ideas. She liked all of the ideas they had given her so far. Alright Hinate, we need to meet every day for the next week to plan this out. But for now go back to your boyfriend, oops I mean fiancé, Sakura said, pushing her back to Naruto. That's when it fully hit Hinate. They weren't just boyfriend and girlfriend, they were fiancés now. She grabbed onto Naruto's arm. Hello Naruto, my fiancé, she said with a smile and in a slightly playful voice. Naruto also realized they were now fiancés. Fiancé, I like the sound of that, he said back. He kissed her on the lips and pulled her close. Well, how is it Naruto, being her fiancé? Tsunade asked. It's great, but it's going to be better when I'm her husband, Naruto replied, smiling at Hinate. Hinate smiled back. And I'll be your wife, Hinate said and cuddled close to him. He hugged her tightly. Well you kids, well not so much anymore, can go home and celebrate, but remember, you must both be virgins, she shouted at them. We know, don't yell it. It's embarrassing, Naruto yelled back. Good, she replied. Naruto groaned. Oh, by the way, go visit Hayashi, Tsunade called. He did after all, allow this. Right, come on Hinate, let's go to your father's house, he said and smiled at her. She smiled again. She had found herself almost always having a smile on her face today. She clung onto him and Naruto clung onto her. He kissed the top of her head and they walked out of the office. So girls, we have a lot of work on our hands, Tsunade said, turning to the group of girls. Guys, you two, we all have to set up their wedding, but we can't just go on what we want, it is their big day, so listen to them and set it up. Also I'm sure this will be a big wedding, so we will need a lot of room. Yes, Tsunade-sama, Sakura responded. Yes, we will listen to them, Tsunade-sama. We will make this the best wedding ever, Lee shouted. Come on Lee, show some enthusiasm, Kiba smirked. Naruto and Hinate walked down the streets toward the Hyuga mansion. They reached the front door and Naruto knocked. Hayashi answered the door. Naruto, welcome back. Thank you. So did all go as planned? Hinate held up her hand. Yes, father. Well, that is a very impressive ring. Thank you, father, for allowing Naruto-kun to marry me. I don't need any thanks, he replied. Come on in. They followed him inside. Niji, he called. Hanabi. Niji appeared, followed shortly by Hanabi. He did it? Hanabi asked. Hayashi nodded. Yeah, I've never been to a wedding before. Somehow I knew you would say yes, Niji said. Hanabi walked up to Hinate. Don't forget you promised I could be your flower girl. I won't forget. Hinate smiled. That's a really pretty ring, Hanabi complimented. Hinate, let's go home. Your father is staring at me weird, Naruto whispered quietly to her. Okay. Hinate nodded. She saw that oddness in his stare. Thank you, father. Naruto and I are going to head home. Alright, but I am going to ask that you both sleep in separate rooms. What? Hinate asked. Well, it isn't proper for you two to sleep together until you're married, Hayashi said. Not to mention I don't want to risk any accidents to happen, Hayashi said. They both got what he meant. They had gotten this crap from everyone. Speaking of which, you two haven't. No, Hayashi-sama, Naruto replied. Good. Thank you for understanding. Enjoy your day. Will do, soon to be father-in-law, Naruto chuckled before quickly leaving. Hayashi growled as the door closed. They got home and were greeted by the now bigger Mittens, who purred and rubbed up against Hinate's leg. "Mittens, guess what, Naruto and I are married," she said, picking her up and brushing her. Naruto smiled and walked with Hinate over to the couch. They sat down and Hinate stared at the ring more, still slightly in shock. "Naruto-kun, I love you," she smiled and kissed him, wrapping her arms around him. Naruto and Hinate sat on the couch in each other's arms. She had her head resting on Naruto's shoulder. "Hinate, it's been a long day. Let's go to sleep." He smiled and picked her up and carried her into his room. "Naruto, I have to sleep in my own bed," Hinate reminded him. "Do you have to? We should be thankful he didn't make me stay at the Hyuga house." "All right." Naruto carried her to her room and laid her down. He kissed her. "Good night, I love you." "I love you," she replied. She reached up and pulled him close for another kiss before he went to sleep. Naruto crawled in next to her. "Naruto, come on. Please," he asked, and kissed her neck. "All right, we'll start tomorrow. But don't tell my father." "But still, we're not married yet." Naruto smiled. "We will be soon," he said as he hugged her to sleep. Chapter 47, Wedding. Naruto stood in front of the huge mirror in his changing room. He changed into his suit, he slipped on his black pants that were uncomfortable. He shook them on his legs, kicking each leg out, trying to make them more comfortable. He sighed and continued on. He put on a white undershirt and then another white shirt. Naruto was feeling warm already. As if getting married wasn't enough. He grabbed the black over jacket and slid it on. He moved his shoulder and shoulder blades, trying to make sure the jacket would fit. The door opened. "Naruto, you ready yet?" Sasuke asked. "Not quite," he replied. "Well, hurry because—" Sasuke was interrupted. "Naruto," Tsunade said. "Do you even know how to put a tux on?" she asked. "Tsunade is impatient," Sasuke finished. "What do you mean?" Naruto asked, wondering what he did wrong. "Your tux isn't straight," she said, dusting off his jacket and tightening his tux. "It was fine," Naruto complained. "This is your wedding." "Your wedding," she emphasized. "And look at this, your hair is all messed up. Did you just wake up?" Tsunade licked her thumb and ran it through his hair, trying to make all his spikes as perfect as they could be. "Ew, come on, Tsunade. I'm not a kid anymore." "You sure can't dress yourself though," Tsunade replied. "What are you? Where is your tie?" Tsunade asked. "Right here," Naruto said, holding his orange bow tie. "Here, you don't know how to put this thing on." She grabbed it and wrapped it around his neck and tied it. "If you would have given me a second." "You don't have a second. You got to get ready." "Maybe I should have had someone else marry us." "No, if I didn't marry you then I would be back here more." "Oh. All right, can you take care of yourself now? I'm going to check on Hinata. She probably hasn't started changing yet. The girls are running everything about the wedding past her again," Tsunade said as she turned and left. Naruto sighed. He grabbed a bottle of breath spray on the shelf and squirted his mouth. He followed by grabbing another bottle and spraying himself with it. "So you nervous?" Sasuke asked. "A little," Naruto replied. "All right, you ready?" "Born ready." Hinata entered her changing room. She had been double-checking everything. She was worn out, her heart was racing and her mind was too. She closed the door behind her and took a deep breath. She walked toward the dresser and looked at herself in the mirror. She sighed and looked at the dress. It was full and light-tinted lavender and it rippled down from the waist to the bottom that stopped just before her ankles. The top was fitted to her curves and strapless. It hung around her chest. The material was light so it would ripple in the breeze. The soft fabric matched her eyes and shaped itself to fit her amazing body. The veil also tinted lavender and thin to see her face though it. She smiled as she ran her hand over it. Hinata. Tsunade said coming into her room. Tsunade-sama. Hey, I'm here to help. Well, I just need to change, Hinata explained. With the hidden comment of trying to get her out of the room. Alright then, go ahead. Tsunade said, unmoving. But oh. I get it, but don't worry. I'll see more when I help deliver your baby. Tsunade said with a smile. Hinata blushed. But alright, I'll be outside the door. Tsunade said, stepping out. As soon as you have that on, tell me. She closed the door. Hinata slid of her shirt and pants. She quickly slid into the dress before anyone else decided to check on her. She pulled the fabric over herself and wriggled around a little, trying to make it comfortable. She walked over to the door and knocked. I'm ready. Tsunade opened the door and came in. Oh. You look so beautiful. Tsunade complimented. Thank you. Here, just let me, Tsunade said as she straightened out a wrinkle on the dress. Fix that. She finished. Oh, I just can't wait to get you two married. Tsunade said. She grabbed the veil and put it on Hinata's head. Well, take your time, get yourself ready. Tsunade said as she left the room. Jiraiya and Sakura stood at the front entrance. The archway that lead people down an aisle to the seating. The rows and rows of chairs placed on the green grass outside. It was a beautiful June day. Flowers were adorned everywhere behind and in front of the platform where Naruto and Hinata would marry. The lavender drapes were hung on the archway and the green grass surrounded the guests. The white platform supported an archway under which Naruto and Hinata would stand under. There were flowers dropped down dangling from the archway. The white stairway leading to the platform was surrounded by flowers in vases. The blue sky only slightly blocked by wisps of clouds that drifted by from time to time. Everyone from the village was invited. This was a huge public event. The sea of white chairs surrounded the platform. Hayashi had changed into his tux, and Hanabi her flower girl outfit. Hanabi eagerly awaited her role. She held a basket full of flower petals. Hayashi was going to escort Hinata down the aisle. Naruto, what's this like? Sasuke asked. What's what like? Naruto replied. He was still straightening out his tux. Getting married. Why you thinking about it? Naruto smirked. A little actually. Well, I'm sure you'll make Sakura happy. Naruto smiled. But, getting married is slightly nerve-wracking, but if it's someone you truly love, then it's an amazing feeling. Knowing you and your love are going to be married, then being able to start a family. Naruto said. That's why I couldn't be happier today. I'm marrying the perfect girl. I want to be her husband and I want to start a family with her. Naruto nodded. Yeah. I didn't ask for your life story. Sasuke smirked. But thanks. So are you going to ask her? I just might. Sakura smiled as she walked into Hinata's changing room. She looked at Hinata's dress. It's beautiful. Thank you, Sakura. Hinata replied, running her hands over the dress. No thank you, for asking me to be your bridesmaid. No problem. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Sakura sighed. Sakura, this is the first wedding. I know, anyway this is your big day. Are you ready? Sakura asked. Of course, I can't wait to marry Naruto-kun. Hinata excitedly replied. Oh, I'm so happy for you. Sakura replied. Hey Hinata, we all had to see. Ino said, bringing all the girls in. All in matching dresses. Oh my. Tamari called. That's adorable. Hey, after today you two won't have to save it for marriage anymore. Tenten smirked. That's right. Sakura said. I wonder what their kids are going to look like. Sakura asked. Shifting the most outstanding traits of each and mixing them together. Oh, I think it's going to be cute. Ino said. Well, of course it's a baby, and Naruto and Hinata's Tamari replied. It's got to be adorable. Tamari said with certainty. Hey, what do you think, boy or girl? Girl, Sakura said. Girls. Hinata interrupted. Yeah. Sakura said, responding for the whole group. It's almost time, isn't it? Hinata reminded them. Oh my gosh, you're right. Sakura replied. Let's get you out there. Well, Naruto, it's time. Sasuke said. You ready? I told you before. I was born ready. Naruto said, checking his tux one more time. He nodded and walked out the door. He came to the long white carpet stretched down the sea of chairs. The music played, that usual wedding music. He looked out at all the people staring at him. He shook it off and walked down the aisle to the platform. Taking each step up the platform one by one. Tsunade stood on the platform dressed like a minister, in girl form. She smiled at him. So you can dress yourself? She whispered. Naruto ignored the comment. The music stopped and changed. To the Here Comes the Bride music. Naruto quickly turned to look down the aisle. He stared at Hinata in her beautiful dress coming around the corner with her father. Naruto's mouth dropped, he caught himself and smiled. Hanabi walked in front of Hinata, strewing flower petals in front of Hinata. Hinata slowly stepped toward Naruto and the platform. She smiled at him and stepped up the steps with Hayashi with her. Who gives this woman? Tsunade started and gesturing toward Hinata. To be married to this man. Tsunade finished gesturing toward Naruto. Hayashi Hayaga, do. Hayashi said. Very well. Tsunade smiled at Hinata's hidden face. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man and this woman in holy matrimony. Tsunade said. You know what, we're going to skip all this boring stuff here, Tsunade whispered. She cleared her throat. Naruto has prepared a speech, she said, looking at him. Naruto nodded. Hinata, ever since that day 5 years ago when we became boyfriend and girlfriend, I always looked forward to this day. You were always there for me. You were and still are and will be forever, everything I was looking for. You accepted me like no one else did. Naruto smiled. I love you more than anyone else ever could. I want to make every day of your life perfect, like you made mine. Naruto chuckled slightly. I love you more every day, and I don't think, no, I know I will never stop loving you. I can't wait till we have a family of our own. This is the happiest day of my life so far. I know that every day with you will be the happiest day of my life. Naruto-kun, Hinata smiled. Hinata has also prepared a speech. Tsunade said. Naruto-kun, I have loved you for a long time and I have always admired you. Now, I love you, more than I ever have. The whole time we were together I have just loved you more and more. You were and still are everything I wanted. I cannot wait to be Mrs. Uzumaki. I want to be the first family member you have. I'm glad you are. Naruto replied. I want you to know, my love for you will never stop, and it will only get stronger. The more time we spend together, the more I love you. Every second we spend together feels like I'm in heaven, and every time we kiss, I never want to stop. I love feeling you hand in mine. Naruto, I've never wanted anyone else in my entire life. Hinata smiled and a tear welled up in her eyes. Well, let's get to the main event. Tsunade smiled. Naruto, Tsunade calmed herself. Will you take this woman to be thy lawfully wedded wife? To love her, comfort her, honor, and keep her in sickness and in health, and, forsaking all others, keeping only to her, so long as you both shall live? Tsunade asked. I do, Naruto said with a smile on his face. Hinata, Tsunade said, turning her attention to Hinata. Will you take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband? Will you obey him, and serve him, love, honor, and keep him in sickness and in health, and, forsaking all others, keeping only to him, so long as you both shall live? Tsunade asked. I do, Hinata replied, with tears welling in her eyes from all the happiness. Tsunade beckoned to Naruto. Naruto nodded and turned toward Hinata. I take you to my wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better for worse, for richer for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death us do part. Naruto said. He smiled. Tsunade gestured toward Hinata. I take you to my wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better for worse, for richer for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love, cherish, and to obey, till death us do part. Hinata said. Tsunade received 2 rings, lain on a velvet pillow. Naruto's gold band lay on the bottom, with Hinata's more delicate and lavish ring laying against his. Tsunade held out the pillow with a smile on her face. Naruto took Hinata's ring. Hinata, with this ring, I marry you. Naruto-kun, Hinata said. Hinata took his ring and slid it onto his finger. I love you, she whispered. Then by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Tsunade proudly called. You may kiss the bride. Tsunade said in a higher pitched voice than usual. Naruto lifted up Hinata's veil and kissed her. New music played and Naruto and Hinata stepped off the platform. People in the chairs threw grains of rice at the newly wedded couple. They passed the archway, and were greeted by Sakura and Sasuke. Hinata. Congratulations. Sakura squealed, giving her a typical girl hug. Congratulations, Naruto. Sasuke smiled and shook his hand. Thanks, man, Naruto replied. Sakura finished her hug and Sasuke handed her a thin rectangular box. Sakura nodded. Hinata, I have a little something for you. Sakura said, handing her the box. It was wrapped in pink and tied with a bright red ribbon. White polka dots adorned themselves on the box. Oh, thank you. Hinata's hand went for the bow. No, no. Sakura called, putting her hand on top of Hinata's hand. Not yet, she leaned close. We can't let Naruto see this, yet. Sakura leaned back. It is essential that you use this as soon as you get to the honeymoon spot. Absolutely required, but don't let him see it till then. Sakura smirked. But what is it? Hinata asked, confused. You'll see, oh you'll see. Sakura snickered. Well, thanks. Hinata said, slightly worried. Naruto smiled. He scooped Hinata up in his arms. She smiled and slung her arms around his neck. He carried her off to their next destination. Naruto ran with his new wife and a huge smile on both of their faces. Chapter 48, Honeymoon. Naruto and Hinata walked up a rocky path. Both had changed into more comfortable outfits, their usual outfits. Hinata looked out to the horizon. She watched as the once bright yellow sun faded to an orange glow in the red, orange, and pink horizon beyond the hills of the mountain range. It's so beautiful. Hinata whispered. Yeah, but you know what's even more beautiful? What? She asked, partially confused by the question. You. He responded. Hinata giggled. It was kind of cheesy, but it was cute. Naruto stopped and looked out at the edge. He took a deep breath. I love Hinata Hayu. He shouted but stopped himself. Hinata Uzumaki. He finished. He had gotten so used to her having Hyuga as her last name. Hinata smiled. I love you, she hugged and kissed him. You know I like the sound of that. Hinata Uzumaki. He smiled at her. So do I. She kissed his cheek. They approached a large building. The wooden frame was polished and well maintained. There was one big double door at the front of it. To the left were ledges with railing where the rooms were. They opened the door to a large room with a desk to the back left and seats around one large window to the right. "Hi, may I help you?" the girl asked at the desk. "Yeah, we have a reservation, under Uzumaki," Naruto said. "Ah, yes. Room 127, that's a great room," the girl added. "I hope so," Naruto replied. The girl turned to a large wall with pegs sticking out and a set of keys dangling from most of the pegs. She scanned the wall. "Ah, here." She reached out and grabbed a set of keys and turned around and handed it to them. "Room 127. Thank you." Naruto smiled, taking the keys. Naruto put his arm around Hinata. They walked to the room. They stopped at the door with 127 painted on the door. Naruto grabbed the gold-painted handle. He opened the door and revealed a large room. The room was painted white, with one bed in the middle of the right wall. The bed was a heart-shaped bed with red heart sheets and heart pillows. They walked into the room with a bathroom to their right and closet to their left. It was a giant square, but it was roomy. There was a glass door that led out to the balcony that overlooked the mountains. Naruto smiled at Hinata. "I like the bed," he joked. "Me too." Hinata hugged him. "I can't wait to use it." Naruto gave her a lustful smirk. "Not yet," she teased. "Oh, why not yet? We're married." "Just not yet." Hinata gave him a quick kiss. "Okay, hey, what about that present Sakura gave you?" Naruto asked. "Oh right, I'll check." Hinata said. She reached into some luggage and pulled out the box. Naruto had wandered to the balcony. Hinata untied the ribbon, then pulled off the top of the box. She looked inside. A large note sat on top. It read, "Hinata, you're going to need this. We know you two are going to do it. So use this when it's time. Sincerely, Sakura and Sasuke. P.S. Here are tips from all the girls." Hinata looked at the gift and the tips and blushed, then covered it back up. "What is it?" Naruto called from the balcony. Nothing," she said, walking to the balcony. "Nothing? Or something?" "Nothing." She smiled and hugged him. "I think you lying." Naruto smirked. "Well, maybe you'll find out later, maybe you won't," she replied playfully. "Maybe right now," Naruto said, pulling her close and kissing her. Naruto picked her up and gently laid her on the bed. He smiled and jumped in next to her. He kissed her neck and lips. "Have I told you I love you?" Hinata giggled. "Only every day, and I love you," he replied. Naruto hugged her close on the bed. Hinata stared into his eyes. "What do you want to do?" she asked. "Well," Naruto thought of something he wanted to do, but she still wasn't ready, so he would wait. "Hey, do you want to go to the hot springs?" Hinata asked him. "All right, if it will make you happy." Naruto smiled, hugging her close. "I'm happy as long as I'm with you," she replied and kissed him. They got up, grabbed some bathing suits and walked out of the room. Naruto looked down the hallway with Hinata close to him. They found the hot springs sign. 3 signs were hung on the wall. Men, women, and married. Considering this was a mainly married couples spot, they had married places. They smiled and walked into the married wing of the springs. Another sign greeted them. It told them to wear bathing suits during hot springs. They entered the hot springs. No one else was there. Naruto quickly jumped in, but quickly jumped up. "Hot!" he called. Hinata giggled. "It's called hot springs for a reason." Naruto slowly adjusted to the heat and sunk in. "Come on in, the water's fine." Hinata slid in next to Naruto. His lovely legs slowly submerged into the warm water. Her toned legs slid down next to Naruto, followed by her hourglass figure and thin stomach that made Naruto want to run his hands up and down her body. Her large chest finally came to a stop at the water. Naruto was staring at her with his mouth open. Hinata blushed slightly. Naruto-kun. Naruto shook himself out of her trance. Yeah, you look so beautiful. Thank you Naruto. She smiled and hugged him. Naruto squeezed her back. Well, hello. A voice called from behind them. They turned to see another couple. A short black spiky-haired man said. He had a girl with shoulder-length golden brown hair on his arm. Hey Naruto said. Hi, my name is Seth and my new wife, he said. Jenna, she introduced herself. Hello. Hinata replied. I'm Naruto and my new wife Hinata, he said, kissing her. You're newlyweds too? Seth asked. Yup, Naruto replied. Well, how's it going so far? Seth asked. Amazing, Naruto replied. The new couple entered the spring. You two going to try to start a family tonight? Seth asked with a small smile on his face. Jenna taped him on the chest with the back of her hand. Naruto looked at Hinata with a bit of begging in his eyes. She blushed but nodded. Yes, we are. Naruto said proudly. Don't keep us up. Seth replied. We'll try not to keep you up either. Jenna said, cuddling close to Seth. Naruto chuckled slightly. Well, when did you guys get here? This morning. Jenna replied. How about you? About an hour ago. Naruto replied. How do you like it so far? Jenna asked. It's very nice here. Hinata replied. A few lights around the spring flickered on as the sky darkened. Everyone looked at the black sky. Red was tinted into the side of the sky where the sun was setting. Wow, everything is different in the mountains. Jenna said, staring into the sky. Naruto looked at Hinata. Her eyes were fixated on the sky. She had a look of amazement and, as always, beauty in her eyes. Her beautiful lavender pools shifted through the sky, finding each picture in the sky. Each foot of sky was its own picture. Hinata looked at Naruto, who was staring at her. She stared at him. He leaned forward and kissed her. He didn't know how, but it felt new. Maybe it was because now they were married. Hinata's warm soft lips against his, gave them both the sensation of tingling in their lips. Every time they kissed they always felt renewed and relaxed. Seth caught a glimpse of this out of the corner of his eye. He smirked and looked down. He tapped Jenna's shoulder and pointed to the two. She smiled and kissed him. Naruto finally pulled away. He rested his forehead against hers. She smiled at him and reached up with droplets of water, glistening in the light of the moon, jumping of the soft skin of her hands. She ran her hand across his cheek and into his hair. Naruto smiled and pulled her into another kiss. Seth, should we leave? Jenna whispered to him. Not yet. He replied. The spring felt good. It was a bit colder than normal in the mountains, so the warmth of the spring was welcome. But I kind of feel like we're intruding. Jenna replied. They know we're here. Seth said, relaxing. Come on, let's go to the room. She said with a lustful tone to her voice. Well. You can't honestly be thinking about not going. Jenna said. No, of course not, but I wanted to see what you would do. Seth smiled a little. Jenna slapped the back of his head with the tips of her fingers. Seth got up and Jenna with him. They walked through the water and out of the spring. Well, have fun you two. Seth said before they left. Naruto stopped kissing Hinata when he heard Seth say that. He looked at her and stood up. Come on Hinata, let's go. They walked up to the room. They didn't really feel ready. They were still nervous. They got to the room and they sat out on the balcony and watched the sunset beyond the mountains. How was your day? Naruto asked with a joking voice. It was okay. I got married to Naruto and we started out honeymoon. She replied as if she was talking to someone else. She giggled. I love you Naruto. I love you. She kissed him. She rested her head on his shoulder. I love you, Hinate. Hinate, Uzumaki. He smiled and kissed the top of her head. Hinate stared out to the sky with the love of her life. Today was the best day of her life, the first of many to come. Lemon warning, friend is writing it. It had been almost 5 days, and they were leaving tomorrow. They had never quite gotten to having sex. Hinate had forgotten to use Sakura's gift. She had read the tips but forgotten the present itself. Maybe the gift would help them. Hinate came out of the bathroom. She had changed into her usual outfit. She walked over to the bed. Naruto smiled at her and she smiled back. Naruto wrapped his arms around her. Naruto pulled Hinate closer. He started kissing her neck. He slow crept his way down her lovely neck. But he was stopped by Hinate's jacket, which interfered with his kisses. Naruto grabbed the zipper. He looked up at Hinate, with questioning in his eyes. He was going to make sure everything he was doing was okay, and she nodded and he pulled it down. Then with her jacket open and her undershirt exposed she slid her arms out of her sleeves and threw her jacket in the corner. Naruto smiled. She still had on shirt on underneath the jacket, but he was getting closer. Hinate reached out her hand and unzipped Naruto's jacket, which she slowly pulled down. She was teasing him, doing it slowly, taunting him. When she had fully unzipped it, he threw it in the same direction as Hinate's jacket in the corner, to be forgotten for the night. He kissed her and moved his hand down to the edge of her shirt. He continued to kiss her as he pulled up the bottom of her shirt. Each inch revealed more of her soft skin. He stopped kissing when it made its full journey. He slipped it over her head and dropped to the side of the bed. Hinate sat up and moved her hands up his shirt. She ran her soft fingers up and around his chest. He was turned on. Naruto let Hinate take off his shirt. Her large soft eyes that gleamed slightly with the very little light in the room looked at him with love in them, and a hint of begging. She wanted him. She took off his shirt and lay back down. She kissed his chest and his toned stomach up and down. As if she was teasing him, telling him to come and get it. Naruto gulped. He was nervous. But he had wanted this. Her skin made him want to reach out and touch it. He reached down with slightly shaking hands to Hinate's pants and pulled down the waist of her pants, revealing her panties. Hinate kicked off her pants and had a blush across her face. Naruto got hard very quickly. Hinate sat up again and kissed Naruto. She reached down, unzipped his pants and unbuttoned them. She slowly pulled them down. Naruto got impatient and yanked them off himself. He stared at the beautiful girl before him. She had the body and soul of an angel. She lay back down. Naruto got a full look at her. Her soft skin and beautiful body lying on the bed, her perfect and luscious curves taunted him. She had an hourglass figure, that perfect figure every girl dreamed of for themselves, and every guy wanted in his girl. Her soft body pressed against the soft sheets. His nose had a trickle of blood. He caught himself and wiped his nose with his jeans on the floor. Naruto went back to staring at Hinate. She was wearing a red set of bra and panties. All the fabric was see-through and lacy, filled with swirled patterns. The only parts you couldn't see through were the light pink heart over the nipples of the bra and the middle of the panties. Where did you get these? He asked, running his finger over the bra. Sakura's gift, though I think she may have bought the wrong size, they feel tight. Hinate explained. That's okay, it's not like they're going to be on for long. Naruto said with a lustful smirk. Hinate blushed. And with that Naruto crawled on top of her. He kissed down the chest and onto her exposed breast. Hinate started breathing heavy. She rested her hand on his head. Naruto understood and bit the bottom of her bra and undid the clasp. The bra snapped to its original size. It had been stretched to fit Hinate's large breasts in them. He held the bra in his mouth before dropping it off the side of the bed. Her breasts were no longer contained. He kissed each nipple and Hinate moaned. He held each one in his hand or mouth, massaging them. Naruto ran his hand over all her smooth skin he could touch. He loved the feeling of her skin, it was soft, and brushed the fingertips as he drifted his hand over the skin. She ran her soft touch across his face and kissing him whenever she felt like it. Her warm kiss pressed against his lips. Her wet tongue was greeted by his when he kissed her passionately. Naruto smiled and licked her breast, causing Hinata to moan louder. Naruto massaged her breast with hand and mouth. Hinata continued to moan with pleasure. Naruto put his face between her breasts, kissing the inner side of her breasts. Hinata held his head in her chest and kissed the top of his head, to show she liked what he was doing. Naruto pulled out of her chest and kissed his way down the firm stomach, kissing every inch of her soft skin. He came to her panties and looked up at Hinata. Hinata nodded slightly. Naruto smiled and nuzzled her through the heart on her panties with his nose. She gasped slightly, but it felt good. Naruto smiled again, then grabbed the lace of the top of the panties with his teeth and slowly pulled down the fabric down her firm thighs and across her skin. He was so ready for this now. He looked at her pinkness and he went down and kissed her inner thighs, slowly kissing up her soft thin thighs until he kissed her pinkness. Hinata drew in a breath sharply, because of this new sensation. Naruto licked her gently, tasting her, and this was a new taste. Hinata arched her back, thrusting her breasts in the air, and shifted constantly. Naruto started licking more vigorously. His licking and kissing made Hinata get wet. She shifted her legs around the bed and ran her hand across the sheets to the pleasure. Naruto stopped licking her. "You taste good," he smirked. Naruto's old hunger got stirred up inside him. He growled lowly and licked her harder and deeper into her private area. Hinata jumped a little at vigorous licking. "Oh, and Naruto-kun," she moaned. Naruto licked her harder. She started getting lightheaded. All she felt was pleasure. She shifted her body faster, and faster. Naruto understood the signs and finally stopped the licking before she released. Naruto kissed from the top of her area to her belly button, causing her to smile shyly at him behind her light pink hue to her face. Naruto continued to tease her. He kissed her body up and down, shifting from her breast to her vagina. He looked up at Hinata and she had her eyes screwed shut with pleasure, and back arched and breathing hard. Naruto kissed her, trying to comfort her more. She felt his warmth. She bit his lip slightly, not wanting it to leave. She licked his lips and pulled his head across her cheek and nibbled his earlobe. Naruto kissed her cheek and ran his fingers through the flood of silky hair. Her hair was ruffled from all the shifting she had done. Naruto reached down and caressed her between her legs. Hinata had enough of this. She pulled away from him and ripped of his boxers. His maleness stood erect. "You ready?" Naruto asked. "Why yes, Naruto-kun," she said between her gasps of pleasure. Naruto moved to the end of the bed. He started to go for it but stopped before penetrating. "Are you sure? I mean, it's your virginity," he said. "Why yes, and Naruto-kun," she said and spread her legs wide, presenting herself to him. She had always wanted to be with him. Now they could have kids. "Get ready." He smirked and penetrated her vagina. She gasped loudly, "Naruto-kun." She shouted, and arched her back as this new mix of pain and pleasure flooded her system. Naruto stopped. He noticed the tears welling in her light lavender eyes. "Don't worry, I'll wait," Naruto said, keeping his place. He looked down at her. He picked up her leg and kissed it. "I would wait an eternity," Naruto said, because he already had, or at least it felt like it. He put his arms to her side, keeping himself supported above her. He went down and licked her stomach. He licked from her waist up to her chest and kissed her breasts again. "Oh okay, and Naruto-kun," she said, regaining her breath. Naruto went in deeper. Feeling her juices surround him. Her wetness started to slowly spill out of her and onto the bed sheets. Naruto stopped again, still worried about hurting her. "Oh Naruto-kun, I love you. I love you, Naruto," she gasped. The pleasure continued to circulate through her entire body. Naruto sensed the hidden message shrouded in her sentence. Naruto was not going to disappoint her. He slowly pulsated in and out of her, very slowly, so he wouldn't hurt her. She moaned and arched her back higher at each movement. Naruto also moaned with his pulsation. He felt her wetness and went faster. Hinata helped Naruto by slowly moving with him. She tried to make sense of all the senses flushing over her body. She felt pleasure from her feet to her head. She started moving more with Naruto's pulses. Naruto came to a stop. Don't worry, I'll do it. Naruto stopped her. Hinata gripped the sheets of the bed. I'll do it. Naruto repeated and smiled. Oh okay Naruto-kun. Hinata gasped, her heart was racing. Naruto went faster and faster, in and out of her. Hinata gasped, moaned, and tried to focus her eyes, which were shaking from the pleasure, with every pulse. Naruto felt a tingling in his crotch. He was going to release soon. Hinata also felt tingling warmth in her vagina. It was completely new to her. It was amazing, astounding, outrageously good. She gripped the sheets tightly in her hand, getting ready. Naruto-kun! Naruto-kun! She shouted loudly. Hinata-chan! He shouted, his legs and lower body tensed with pleasure. Naruto never knew of this feeling before either. It was amazing. He felt his blood rushing. It felt sort of like the fox's chakra, except it was from pleasure instead of hurt. Naruto! She shouted as the both released. Hinata shook with the pleasure. Naruto relaxed and lowered himself on top of her. He kissed her breast and waited. Hinata breathed deeply. We finally did it. Naruto grinned, and kissed her soft forehead. He rolled over to her side, and ran his hand through her soft waterfall of beautiful hair. I wouldn't want it any other way. Hinata said. She kissed him. She slowly regained her senses, which she had lost during the climax. All the pleasure was astounding. Naruto hugged her close. I love you. He whispered in her ear. I love you, Naruto, more than I think I could ever express. Hinata kissed him and rested her head on his chest. He brushed her hair. She kissed his chest, and slowly fell asleep in his arms. I love you, Hinata, more than I could express either. He whispered into her ear as she slept slightly in his arms. Chapter 49, Good News and Bad News. Naruto woke up with Hinata, who was still naked, next to him. Naruto stared at her soft eyes closed to the world, probably dreaming. Naruto ran his hand over her cheek, and gave her a quick kiss on the cheek. Hinata slowly lifted her eyelids up, revealing the unmistakable gentleness of her light lavender eyes. Naruto gave her a lustful smirk. Good morning, he said. Hinata didn't respond, she just kissed him. You want to do it again? Naruto asked. He got up and shook the bed a little. Wait, not yet. I have to see if we're going to have a baby, she said. She moved her head and kissed his bare chest, then rested her head next to his and drew circles on him with her finger. Naruto kissed her head. Did you enjoy last night? Naruto teased. Well, yes, did you? She blushed and asked. Yeah. Naruto replied. We should defiantly do it again. Naruto smirked. Alright, well, let me check. She got up and walked into the bathroom. She was still naked, so Naruto got a good look at her perfect ass. He wanted to feel them, just a little. Naruto decided not to. He didn't want to upset her or anything, but he did hop out of the bed and run up behind her, then he kissed her neck. What do you think? Naruto grinned. Naruto. She giggled slightly. Stop, please let me check if I'm pregnant, if not we can do it again. I hope you're not pregnant then. He replied half sarcastically. Hinata kissed him and continued into the bathroom. Naruto walked over and found his pants hidden under the bed, and grabbed a new pair of boxers. He put them on followed by his pants. He looked down at the bed, he saw some stains and his pair of now, shredded boxers. He chuckled. He continued to wait, he sat down on the edge of the bed. He wondered if she was pregnant or not, he figured if not they could do it again, and if she was, they would have a family. Hinata burst out of the bathroom still naked. Naruto stood up wondering what happened. She tackled Naruto, flinging her arms around him. Hinata, what's wrong? Naruto asked. If she wasn't pregnant he didn't see the problem, they could just have sex again. Heck, he didn't mind. Naruto-kun. She cried. What is it? He asked. Oh Naruto-kun. Naruto cupped her chin in his hands and tilted her head to look into her eyes, they glistened with the tears that welled in her eyes. Hinata, honey, what is it? Well. She buried her head in his chest and held up the pregnancy test. It read positive. Naruto-kun. You're pregnant. Naruto shouted. She nodded. That's great. But a little part of him was sad, he was looking forward to doing it again. But on the other hand he was going to start a family with her. He kissed her stomach. You hear that, kid? He asked, not really knowing what the kid was supposed to hear, or if it could hear. Oh Naruto-kun, she cried. I can't believe it. He said. Then he realized Hinata was naked and pressed against him. Hinata slowly regained her composure. Naruto, you're going to be a daddy. We're going to have a kid. Yeah, Naruto said, staring at Hinata's body. Hinata then remembered she was naked. She blushed slightly, but Naruto had seen her naked before. She just hugged him more. Naruto, I'm so happy. I've dreamed of having a kid. Hinata stopped hugging Naruto. She decided it best to put on some clothes, considering Naruto couldn't stop staring. Okay, Naruto. I'm going to put on some clothes. She said, trying to calm herself a little. I like you without clothes. Naruto smirked. Hinata blushed. Naruto grabbed her panties from the floor, the red ones with the pink heart. How about these? He asked. Those are too small, Naruto-kun. Just for a while. He asked. Hinata giggled slightly and kissed him. Get dressed, Naruto, honey. Ah. He slightly pouted. She giggled. Come on Naruto, she said. She grabbed a pair of panties and a bra and changed into her clothes. Naruto walked over to the bed, flopped down, shaking the sheets as the springs bounced into place. I think I'm going to go back to sleep. I don't want to go, this place is cool. Naruto, get up, we have to go. She said, she sort of knew he was just teasing her. Make me. He teased. Hinata walked over to him. She put on leg over him on the bed. Naruto stared at her, he wondered what she was going to do. She leaned over and kissed him. He kissed her back, as he always did. She slowly backed up, bringing Naruto with her, because he wouldn't let go of her lips. He was finally sitting straight up. Hinata slowly left his lips. I got you. She teased. What? Ah crap. Naruto pouted and folded his arms like a child. She smiled and kissed him again. Come on Naruto-kun, let's get going. She said, getting off the bed. They had finished packing. They were both finally fully dressed. Hinata smiled at Naruto before they left. I love you. She said. She wrapped an arm around his side. I love you. I can't believe you're pregnant. He said, rubbing her stomach a little. I know, I can't wait to have our own family. She giggled quietly. The Uzumaki family. She whispered. They walked out of the room. They walked to the front desk and the same girl was there. Hello. She said. Hi, we're checking out. Naruto replied. Okay, I need the keys and then I will mark you off, she said. Naruto handed her the keys. Okay, thank you for staying here. Have a good day, she said. We will, Naruto replied, and they walked off. Out the front door and into the day on the mountains. Naruto and Hinata walked into the village gates. Naruto was carrying Hinata in his arms. Sakura and Sasuke came to the gates, Naruto and Hinata's welcome wagon. Welcome home, Sakura shouted. Hey, Naruto called back. How was it? Did you use my gift and the girl's tips? Sakura asked, elbowing Hinata in the ribs slightly. Oh yeah, Naruto replied. I take it they worked well, Sakura replied. Oh yeah, Naruto replied with a big smile on his face. Everyone laughed. So Naruto, why are you carrying Hinata? She has legs, doesn't she? Sakura asked. Well, I can't let a pregnant girl walk that far. Naruto smiled. Pregnant? Sakura shouted. Yeah. You mean, Naruto, you got Hinata and kids and honeymoon? Sakura babbled. Yes, Sakura. Naruto got me pregnant, Hinata said, blushing a little. That's what the tips were for, right? Naruto asked. Yeah, but I didn't expect you to get her pregnant so fast. Well, I did, Naruto replied. Wow, how was it? Sakura asked. Amazing, they both responded, remembering the experience. Oh, really? Sakura replied with a lustful smile on her face, glancing at Sasuke out of the corner of her eye. You have to wait, Sakura, save it for marriage. Naruto chuckled. Now he could use that against them, now he knew why they did it. Yeah, Naruto, Sakura sighed. She diverted her eyes from Sasuke. What are you going to name her? Refocusing her attention to the main idea. How do you know it's going to be a her? Naruto asked. Well, I just think it is, Sakura replied. Naruto raised his eyebrow at her. Fine, if it's a her, what will you name it? Sakura said impatiently. Heck, I don't know, Naruto said. And if it's a boy? Sasuke asked. I don't know, we just found out this morning, Naruto snapped. All right, idiot, Sasuke replied. What did you say? Naruto asked, sparking up their old rivalry. Come on, Naruto, let's get you to Tsunade, she going to want to hear what you did, Sakura said, trying to break the tension. Right, Naruto replied, and stared toward Tsunade's office. Naruto-kun. Actually, could we visit my father's house? Hinata asked, stopping him in his tracks. Yuri, father. Oh, no. Naruto replied nervously. He had forgotten about him. What, why not? Hinata relied. Do you want a dead husband? Naruto joked. Oh, Naruto, I don't think he will hurt you. No, he won't hurt me. He'll probably just kill me, Naruto replied. Naruto, you'll be fine, Hinata replied, kissing his cheek. All right. We'll go see him, Naruto said, slightly reluctantly, but he would do anything Hinata wanted him to. You guys wanna come, please, so I don't die? Naruto joked. Sure, we'll tag along, Sasuke replied. Thanks, Naruto chuckled. The group walked toward the Hyuga house. They got to the door and knocked. Naruto gulped. The door opened. Hello, Naruto and Hinata, Neji said. Hey, Neji, Naruto replied in a sigh of relief. Is father home? Hinata asked. Yes, come on in, Neji said. Naruto, you can put me down, Hinata said. Naruto nodded and gently set Hinata down. The group walked into the house. I will go find Hayashi-sama, Neji said. No need. Hayashi said, walking into the room. Welcome back. Thank you, Hayashi-sama. Naruto replied nervously. Father, I have some news. Hinata said. Oh? I see. Well, what is it? He asked, genuinely interested. I'm pregnant, Hinata said. Naruto was ready to run if need be. What? Hayashi asked, as if he was confused. I'm pregnant. She repeated. Hayashi paused. Naruto is the father? Hayashi asked. Yes. Hinata replied. Even Niji wasn't sure what would happen now. Well, congratulations. I hope the baby has the Byakugan, Hayashi said. Another uncomfortable silence stalked the room. Hayashi had an odd look on his face, like he was confused. Hayashi stared at Naruto, well, not so much at Naruto but in his general direction. I have some things to attend to. Please excuse me. Hayashi said and left. I don't think he knows what to do. Naruto said. Can we leave now? Before he comes back. I think he just needs some time. Hinata said. She turned and went for the door. Yes, we can go. The group exited the house and went to Tsunade's office. They knocked on Tsunade's door. Hello? Sakura asked. Come on in, Tsunade replied. Hey Tsunade. Naruto smiled. He noticed Tsunade had 2 bottles of sake on her desk, one was empty, and the other was close to empty. Oh shit, Naruto. Tsunade replied. Why did you have to come back? What do you mean? We have great news. Naruto replied. Yeah, well, I don't. Tsunade replied, in a sort of drunken tone. What? Hinata asked, as if confused by the words. I have bad news, Naruto. Tsunade replied. But please, tell me that your good news will help my bad news. I'm pregnant, Hinata said. Shit. Tsunade shouted and slammed her head on her desk, rattling the bottles of sake and papers. What? What's wrong with that? Naruto asked. Hinata is going to have a kid. That's great. You said that you wanted us to have a kid. Naruto shouted. He was furious. She was mad that Hinata was pregnant. But why now? Tsunade replied. She looked up and had tear stains streaked down her cheek. Couldn't you have waited, you impatient idiot? Tsunade sobbed some more as her tears splattered on the desk. Tsunade, what's wrong? Sakura asked. Well, Naruto, as you know, I'm not quite as young as I appear. Tsunade said. She stopped crying and sniffled a little. The village needs a new Hokage. Tsunade paused. I have selected you, Naruto, Tsunade finished. What? You mean it? Alright. I'm going to be Hokage. Naruto shouted. He thrust his fist in the air. I knew I was going to be Hokage someday. I told everybody I would. His smile stretched from ear to ear and beyond. Hear that, kid? Your daddy is Hokage. Naruto-kun, I'm so happy for you. Hinata hugged him tightly. I knew you would do it. You're going to be a great Hokage. But... Tsunade shouted, quieting everyone. There is a requirement. You name it? Naruto replied, ready and willing to do any test she had for him, or so he thought. I'm sorry I didn't know of this when I selected you, considering I wasn't in your situation. Tsunade sighed heavily. You. Tsunade looked down at the desk. She couldn't look him in the eye. You have to divorce Hinata. Chapter 50, Decision. Naruto's jaw dropped. He stared at Tsunade. You're joking, right? He asked. Naruto, I'm sorry. I didn't know, they won't let me take back my nomination. Tsunade replied. I'm sorry, so very sorry. Tsunade sobbed a little more. Sasuke and Sakura stood back shocked at the news. Hinata felt a flood of emotions, anger, pity, and sorrow. She was the cause of this predicament. Naruto. Hinata spoke up. Take it. What? Naruto asked in shock. It's still your baby. But we won't be married, there is no way I will divorce you. Naruto, take it. It's always been your dream. Hinata replied. No, it was my dream. You're my dream and my dream has come true, this. Naruto said, gesturing to the room and out the window to the village. This all means nothing to me. He said with seriousness in his voice. If I can't be with you. He finished. And Naruto. Hinata whispered. Tsunade. He called at her, she still had her head on her desk. I decline the position. No turning back. He called loudly and proudly. Naruto-kun, please reconsider. Hinata grabbed his arm. I'm sorry Hinata, I will not reconsider. There is no way I will ever leave you, for any stupid title. I'll be the best ninja in the village, without the title of Hokage. The title means nothing to me if Hinata can't be at my side every step of the way. Naruto shouted. Hinata. Hinata is my wife. Till death do us part. No sooner. He shouted. Naruto-kun. Hinata welled tears into her eyes. Why? Hinata, don't get upset, your feeling will affect our baby. He said slowly, resting his hands on her stomach. I made the right choice. I will never look back, never. I'm with you, that's all I want out of my life anymore, spending each day with you. In your arms, starting a family with you, and raising him to be the next best ninja in the village. Naruto. Hinata whispered. Naruto. I'm sorry. Tsunade repeated. Come on Hinata, let's go home. Naruto said, putting his arm around her and walking with her out of the office. You stupid elders, how could you make that decision? Tsunade mumbled. Shizuan. Another case of sake. Naruto, are you sure you made the right decision? Hinata asked. Not a doubt in my mind. Naruto replied instantly. Hinata, don't ask me again. Don't worry, all I need is you. Naruto said and kissed her passionately. Okay, Naruto-kun, but if you change your mind. Nope, I won't change my mind. He interrupted. Naruto. A voice came from behind him. Naruto turned to see Sakura and Sasuke running toward them. What? He asked as the two caught up to him. Tsunade is really sad. Sakura told him. And now really drunk, Sasuke added. And? Naruto asked, wondering why they told him this. It's not his problem anymore. I don't think she meant to make this problem. Sakura explained. I know, and it's not a problem, I made my decision, and it's the right one. Naruto replied. But, what should we do about her? Sakura asked. Let her be. Naruto replied. Naruto-kun, I think we have to do something. Hinata replied. All right, well. I don't want to take her out to drink. I guess we could take her out for dinner or something. Naruto guessed. I think she would like that. Hinata replied and hugged him. All right, tell her to meet me at Ichiraku, Naruto replied. We'll be there, we'll treat her to it. Naruto finished telling Sakura. You got it? Sakura replied. Come on Sasuke-kun. Sakura kissed him on the cheek and they went back to the office. Naruto. Hinata said, not really sure what to finish it with. I hope you're both hungry. Naruto smiled and kissed her cheek. Naruto seated himself down at his favorite ramen shop. Hinata sat next to him and leaned against him. She couldn't help but worry about him. Hey, 2 bowls of ramen. Naruto shouted. Well, if it isn't my best costumer. The man replied. How's the married life for you so far? It's the best thing that ever happened to me. Naruto replied. The old man chuckled a little. Well, good, good. I'll get those 2 bowls up as fast as I can. Wait, make that 3, we have one more coming. Naruto replied. If she's not too drunk. He whispered. Hinata giggled a little. The man nodded and went back to making some ramen. Naruto kissed Hinata's head. He hugged her close, holding his arm around her shoulders. Well, here you two are, I've been looking all. Tsunade hiccuped. Over for you too. Tsunade said. Tsunade, how many bottles of sake have you drank? Naruto asked. Tsunade held up one hand and with the other hand, still clutched to a bottle of sake, counted on her fingers. 5. Uh-oh, outta hands. She laughed. Naruto, let me borrow yours, she said. Naruto held out his hands and she counted. 11. 11 or more. Naruto couldn't help but laugh at her drunkenness. And what number is that? He said, gesturing to the bottle. Something after 11. Tsunade guessed, and hiccuped. Tsunade-sama. Don't go wandering off, you're drunk of your. Shizun said, entering the ramen stand. It's okay, I'm here, aren't I? Tsunade staggered and almost fell. Shizun caught her and helped to the seat. Sorry guys, I had to tag along, she's too drunk. Shizun apologized. I don't think I've ever seen her this drunk. Tsunade burst out laughing. Oh Shizun, you're so funny. Tsunade laughed. Yeah, she's drunk all right. Naruto sighed. Hey you two, or 4. Damn it, hold still. Tsunade wobbled her head from side to side. Which one of you is pregnant? Tsunade asked, pointing a finger in Naruto and Hinata's general direction. Hinata gave Naruto an odd glance. Naruto had a look of worry and confusion in his eyes. She's gonna have a hangover like no tomorrow. Naruto said. Yeah, and I have to deal with it. Shizun sighed. Well, should I start a 4th bowl? The man asked, coming back with the ramen. Oh no thank you, I already ate. Shizun responded. Alright ramen. Naruto shouted and jumped into his food. Hinata smiled and giggled, she almost missed his lack of manners. Naruto looked at her out of the corner of his eye. She had a smile on her face and her hand clenched her long sleeve and held it up to her chin. Naruto smiled. She was still amazingly beautiful, she never seemed to stop being beautiful. Naruto slurped up the rest of the ramen dangling from his mouth, and quickly went from his ramming to hugging Hinata close. Hinata was slightly surprised, but she quickly hugged him back. She rested her head on his, which was pressed against her stomach, but very close to her chest. You know I love you, right? Naruto asked. Of course. Good. Naruto said and squeezed her lightly. Hey, that's great, you two love each other. Tsunade said. That would explain why we're married. Naruto replied, releasing Hinata from his grip. Oh yeah, I remember that. Tsunade drunkenly recalled. Eat your ramen, Lady Tsunade. Shizun said, as if she were watching a child. Right. Tsunade replied and started eating her ramen. Tsunade coughed, and coughed again. She stumbled from her seat to the street and threw up on the corner. Lady Tsunade. Shizun called and ran to her side. It's okay. I just puked. Tsunade said before coughing up more green slime onto the ground, making that awful splattering noise that only vomit makes. Hinata looked away. Okay Tsunade, it's time we take you home. Shizun said and patted Tsunade on the back. Okay. Tsunade replied. Naruto, I remember. I'm sorry. Tsunade said. It's no problem. What's done is done. I know I made the right choice. Naruto replied. Tsunade coughed and gagged, and threw up on the corner again. Shizun helped her walk back to the Hokage office. Thanks for lunch, Shizun said, before they hurried off, before Tsunade threw up again. Naruto-kun, why do you think they won't let us be married? Hinata asked. I don't know. Naruto replied. Hinata-chan, I think it might be because of the stupid fox. But he isn't a problem anymore, right? She asked. No, but they might think he is. Maybe they didn't want us to have a child because they were afraid of another fox. Naruto said. Maybe they don't want me to have a family, maybe they think I'll put you in front of the village, and I would, because I care about you more than the village. But, Naruto, you're the best ninja I know. Before we were married I remember those missions you went on, every time you came back you had learned a new jutsu. Well, while that may be the case it doesn't matter as long as the fox exists. Naruto replied and finished his ramen. Hinata, you haven't touched your ramen. Naruto said. Huh. Hinata looked at her bowl of ramen, he was right. She hadn't eaten any of it, she was more concerned with Naruto and Tsunade's drunken behavior. Oh right. She broke her chopsticks and ate. Well, whatever the reason those are the conditions. So I don't want the position, Naruto said as Hinata delicately ate her ramen. Naruto, Hinata, a voice said from behind them. They both turned to see Hayashi standing there. Hayashi-sama. Naruto quickly replied. Shoot, he was back. Naruto hoped Hayashi wasn't here to kill him. Please, call me Hayashi, or you can even call me father. Hayashi offered. After all you are now my son-in-law. Father. Naruto whispered. I heard about the title of Hokage. How? Hinata asked. Niji heard it from Sakura and Sasuke, and I have to say Naruto, I am very proud of your choice. Naruto was in shock. He was proud of Naruto. I know what it's like to love, I'm not some heartless man. Hinata, your mother, when she passed I didn't know what to do. I know what it's like, the feeling to do anything for the person you love. I also want you to know I am happy for you that you're going to have a child. Father. Hinata said she hadn't seen him like this. I want you to know, you have my respect, Naruto. Okay, Lady Tsunade, lay down. Shizun rested Tsunade on a couch. Well, how did it go? Asked the woman elder. I don't think she wants to talk to you right now, nor do I. Shizun replied. What did he say? She asked. He declined. Tsunade replied, sitting up from the couch. How could you ask? Tsunade was quickly interrupted. Tsunade, don't use foul language. After all they are the elders, even though they are unfair. Shizun said. Well, then tell him he got the job. The elder replied. I said he declined. Tsunade replied. I understand, but that means he gets it. Hinata finished her ramen, her father had left shortly before. Well, Hinata, shall we go home, to our home? Naruto asked. I would love to. Naruto. Sakura called, running toward them. What? Naruto asked without looking at her. He placed the money on the table and stood up. Naruto, it's wonderful. Sakura shouted. What is it? Naruto finally turned around. Sakura quickly came to a stop right in front of him. She grabbed his arm and started pulling him out of the ramen shop. Wait, what about Hinata? Naruto asked. Yeah, Hinata, you're coming too. Sakura said. She turned around, grabbed Hinata and quickly dragged both of them to the Hokage's office. Naruto, you'll never believe it. Sakura replied. What is it? Naruto asked. You'll see when we get there. Sakura replied. She finally stopped dragging them when they got to the door. Sakura opened the door. Naruto. Tsunade replied from the chair. Well, Naruto, we are the village elders. The older man introduced. I know, Naruto replied, in a slightly annoyed manner. Well, congratulations Naruto. You're Hokage. The woman said. I told you I don't want the position. I'm not divorcing Hinata. Naruto shouted. You don't have to. She replied. What? Naruto asked. You see, we had to test you. This was a test of sacrifice and devotion and confidence. She explained. You see, you were willing to sacrifice one of your dreams for her. You were devoted to Hinata and not going to give it up. You were confident in your answer and didn't look back on what could have been. As Hokage, you cannot look back on what could have been, you have to focus on here and now. Giving up the position of Hokage also means you will know when to give it up to the next Hokage. Now if you would have picked Hokage, you would have made the choice that only benefited you. To be Hokage has to benefited people other than you. Now we also know of your certain charisma with people and we think you will help our relations with other villages, so we congratulate you on your new position. She finally wrapped up. You mean? I'm Hokage, and I don't have to divorce Hinata? Naruto asked. No. A smile quickly spread across his face. Yeah. He shouted, thrusting his fist into the air. He jumped up and down and danced his feet across the floor, shouting and clapping. Naruto-kun. Hinata shouted and hugged him tight. That's amazing. Yeah. Hinata, you're married to the Hokage. Naruto shouted. I knew I would. Hinata said. All right Naruto, way to go. Sakura shouted. You'll start following Tsunade tomorrow. Shizune said, but looked back at the still drunk Tsunade. Or, the day after tomorrow. Naruto laughed. My life is officially perfect, I'm Hokage, and married to the best girl in the world. Naruto smiled. Chapter 51, The Birth of a Ninja. Naruto burst into the hospital front doors, wearing his Hokage hat. He carried Hinata, with her bloated belly. She panted and moaned under the pain. Tsunade quickly followed behind the two. We need a room and nurses stat. Tsunade shouted at the top of her lungs and continued on with the two. Nurses quickly sprang into action and followed behind the rushing group. Lady Tsunade, that room there is open. Shizune said, pointing to the room to her left down the hallway. The group turned and quickly barged into the room. It was empty as Shizune had said. Naruto laid Hinata gently on the bed. Hinata panted and panted. The nurses surrounded her and went to their job. Tsunade ran out of the room to prepare. Naruto went to Hinata's side. She grabbed his hand tightly. He winced slightly but tried to ignore it. All right Hinata, breath, breath. He encouraged. She breathed deeply. Okay Naruto, I'm ready. Tsunade said, walking in with white gloves and large white apron covering her whole front side. I think she is. Naruto stiffened with another wave of pain from Hinata's tightened grip. Ready to. He finished. Good, let's get this kid out of her. Tsunade said and went to the edge of the bed. Hinata, are you ready? Naruto asked. Hinata's breathing went down to a slightly normal pace. I don't know. Tsunade looked at Hinata. She took a deep breath. I think it was a trail run. Tsunade laughed. Trail run? Naruto asked. The baby was just trying it out. Tsunade giggled a little more. Should we go home? Naruto asked. Oh no. It's defiantly coming today. Tsunade got serious in her voice. Today really? Naruto asked. He looked back at Hinata with a smile on his face. She kind of grinned at him. You excited? Tsunade asked, taking a seat across the room from the bed. I want to have a family. Hinata said, lifting her head over her inflated stomach. Good, well once she is out you'll have your figure back Hinata, I'm sure Naruto will like that. Tsunade chuckled. Naruto grinned a little. He remembered her figure, how perfect it was, How great it was when he finally saw it fully exposed in front of him. He started to blush slightly, recalling the experience. You remembering the first time you two had sex? Tsunade stated bluntly. Naruto snapped out of it and looked away from Tsunade's stare. Well, don't worry, I don't blame you. Tsunade sighed. So what are you going to name her? Shizun asked. Why do you all think it's going to be a her? Naruto asked. Well, Lady Tsunade said it was going to be. Shizun defended. Oh yeah, and Tsunade, how do you know it's going to be a girl? Naruto asked. Girl's intuition, Tsunade said. Besides, Hinata wants a girl, right Hinata? Naruto looked at Hinata. She stared blankly at him. Well, as long as he or she is our baby, I couldn't care which one. Hinata said, riding the fence between the two choices. That's a yes. Tsunade replied. Naruto groaned slightly. Anyone hungry? Shizun asked. I am, Koji said, entering the room. You're always hungry, Koji. Shikamaru said. Entering the room with Temari holding his arm. Well, I didn't think that everyone would be here. Naruto replied. Hey, don't make this too crowded, go to the waiting room or something. Tsunade said, pushing out the large group of friends. Fine, but Shizun has to tell us what's happening. Sakura said on her way out. But Shizun whined. You heard them, relay information. Tsunade told her. Fine. Shizun said, not exactly happy. Hinata grunted, Naruto-kun. Hinata shouted. Is it real this time? Naruto asked quickly. Only one way to find out. Tsunade shouted and got ready again. The nurses scrambled again, some using their healing jutsu and the other using medicine. Okay Hinata, breathe. Naruto said. Hinata gripped his hand again. Shizun, don't forget your job. Tsunade called. Right. Shizun shouted and ran off to the waiting room. Shizun ran down the hallway to the room full of Naruto and Hinata's friends and Hinata's family. Hinata went into labor again. Shizun reported. What? All the girls shouted. Is she doing okay? Lee asked. I don't know, I had to report to you, I think she is fine. She replied. I'll go check on her. Shizun ran back to the room. Okay, ready to try again. Tsunade. Hinata breathed deeply, and she nodded. Yes, she panted. Okay, let's go. Push. Tsunade shouted. Hinata grunted and groaned. She grabbed Naruto's hand tighter. Naruto squirmed with pain. Ouch. He groaned. Naruto, using that healing jutsu I taught you. Tsunade said. Right. Naruto focused chakra at his hand and started reducing the pain. Keep going Hinata. Tsunade encouraged. Breathe, push, breathe. Tsunade guided. Ah! Hinata screamed. That's good, keep going Hinata. Tsunade shouted. You can do it Hinata. Naruto encouraged. Ah! Hinata shouted again. Naruto. I'm going to neuter you when we get home. She shouted in pain. Naruto stared wide-eyed at Tsunade, who had a smirk on her face. Don't worry, she won't. It's the pain, and I've heard worse. Tsunade chuckled and went back to Hinata. Okay, push, breathe, breathe, push. Naruto tried his best. Hinata squeezed his hand tightly. She groaned loudly. Keep going, keep going. Tsunade encouraged. Hinata gasped for breath and pushed again. Good, go Hinata. You can do it, I love you. Naruto shouted. That's great Hinata, I can see the head. Tsunade shouted. Naruto's heart raced. It was close. Okay, good job Hinata, keep going. Naruto shouted. Tsunade gently grabbed the baby and slowly pulled it out. A nurse ran in with a large bundle of towels. Tsunade fully got the baby out. Great job, Hinate. You did it? Tsunade called. She pulled out the bloody squirming infant as a loud high-pitched cry echoed in the room. The long ugly purple lumpy umbilical cord still connected the baby to Hinate. Hinate, you did it? Naruto said drowsily. He had used all his energy, and this was just too overwhelming. Well, are you ready to see my women's intuition is right? Tsunade asked. She started to dry off the bloody baby. A group of nurses tended to Hinate. They used their jutsu to heal her. Yeah, right. Naruto's eyelids went heavy. He felt like he could hit the floor anytime. It's a. Tsunade started, but Naruto fainted, and fell to the floor. Flashback. Naruto snuck up behind Hinate as she stood by the oven. She still had her perfect figure. It had been a week after Naruto's official first day as Hokage. Hey honey. Naruto wrapped his arm around her stomach. Naruto-kun. She smiled and lifted one hand to her lips and kissed his hand. How are you? He asked. Great, I'm making your favorite. Hinate smiled. Ramen? He asked. Yup. She replied and giggled. Naruto turned her around and kissed her. I love you. He whispered. How was your day? She asked, going into the usual routine. Fine, I guess. Tsunade was right, there is too much paperwork. Hinate giggled. But, I did see Gaara today. Oh, how is he? She asked, though she had never known or met him a whole lot, she had seen him before. He was fine. I told him about us and our kid. He seemed to be rather interested, or at least more than the actual business. Naruto grinned. Well, has he found someone? Hinate asked. I didn't ask. Naruto replied. Then how are Shikamaru and Temari? She asked. Well, Temari was trying to get him to propose by asking what he thought about marriage, and she got Shikamaru's typical response. You mean, it's too troublesome? Hinate giggled. Yup. Naruto smiled. Well, have a seat, dinner is ready. Hinate said. Naruto smiled and sat at the table. Hinate set a bowl in front of him. Hinate sat down next to him. How was your day? Naruto asked. Fine, I've been hanging out around the house. She replied. You bored? Naruto asked. Not really. Sakura stopped by. What did she want? She wanted to hear about the honeymoon. Oh, well, if you ever are bored, feel free to drop by the office, I would love to see you. I'll drop by tomorrow. She smiled and gave him a peck on the cheek. Naruto smiled. I love you so much. Naruto smirked and kissed her. New flashback. Hinate sat in Naruto's chair, his new Hokage chair. She had a slightly bloated stomach, it was just starting in size. Naruto hung his arms over the chair, and Hinate held his hand against her cheek as they looked out the window in the back of the room. They watched the village from the chair. Naruto-kun, honey. Hinate quietly whispered. He asked, hearing her quiet voice. What is it? He asked, brushing her cheek gently, slowly brushing her hair over her ear. What's it like knowing your Hokage? She asked. Well, it's really cool. It's like I am responsible for the way they live and they seem happy. I'm glad to know I am responsible for them. I like making sure they are all happy. It's also kinda hard to explain. Naruto smiled. Well, I think you're the greatest Hokage ever. You're the best wife ever. Naruto smiled and brushed her cheek a little more. Naruto, father stopped by today. Hinate said. Oh really? How is he? Naruto asked. He is well, he just came to make sure I was doing well, while you were at work. Well, you can come with me if you want. Naruto offered. No, I'm alright at home, I look forward to seeing you when you get home every day. She smiled and looked up at him, he smiled and looked back. Naruto rubbed her stomach gently and kissed her head. I look forward to seeing you when I get home. Come here. Hinata whispered. Naruto chuckled. He walked around a chair and knelt down. Now what? Do I look fat? Hinata giggled. No, of course not. Naruto smiled. Hinata smiled and cupped his chin in her hands. Thanks. She kissed him. New flashback. Naruto sat on the couch at night with a now rather larger Hinata. Mittens curled in Naruto's lap because Hinata's lap was taken by her stomach. Her stomach was bloated and it was a week or two before the expected day. Naruto had stayed home with her a lot, making sure she could get about, and he would do the extra housework. When he couldn't stay home, Sasuke and Sakura would come watch over her. The two were now engaged. After a slight prodding from Naruto, Sasuke finally proposed. The two were to be married in 1 week. So in turn Hinata made sure the two saved it for marriage. So they both ended up watching over each other. Though with Sakura's attitude, it got slightly harder to do every day. Well, what do you think now, Hinata? Think about what? She asked. Having a kid. I still think it's great that we're going to be a family. She replied. What are we going to name him or her? Naruto asked. I've been looking at a couple names but I can't decide on one. I was thinking Naruto Jr. Naruto smiled. And for a girl I was thinking Hinata Jr. Hinata replied. Naruto chuckled and hugged her close. What do you think, kid? Naruto asked. Oh. Hinata jumped a little. I think he is trying to tell us something. What do you mean? Naruto asked. Here, he just kicked. She grabbed his hand and placed it on her stomach. Naruto waited, and waited. He didn't feel anything. Kid? He asked. And, as if on cue, the kid kicked again. There he goes again. Hinata smiled and rubbed her large stomach. I felt him. He smiled and kissed her cheek. I think it wants to name itself. The baby kicked again. I don't think he likes being called in it. Hinata smiled. Fine, how about kid? Naruto asked. Nothing came. I don't think the kid minds. Hinata replied. Well then, until we name you, you're going to be called kid. Naruto smiled. End of flashbacks. Naruto. Naruto. Tsunade shouted and shook Naruto. Huh? What? What? Naruto asked as he opened his drowsy eyes. You idiot. You fainted, when Hinata gave birth. Tsunade shouted at him. Oh. Is Hinata alright? Naruto shouted, regaining his memory and mind. She's fine, exhausted but fine. Tsunade replied. And the kid? Naruto asked. We don't know yet, we're running some tests and such, making sure the kid is fine. Naruto sat up from the hospital bed they had put him in. Take me to Hinata. Naruto threw his legs over the side. I can't believe our Hokage fainted during his wife's birth. Tsunade snickered. Where is Hinata? Naruto asked. I can't take you in quite yet. Shizen and the nurses are running a quick examination. Why can't I see her? Naruto demanded. Hey, calm down, she's fine. Tsunade assured. Come on, everyone is waiting. Tsunade opened the door and walked down the hall, Naruto followed. They walked into the large waiting room where a large group waited. Naruto! Sakura shouted. Everyone looked up and rushed to him, barraging him with questions. Mainly consisting of how's Hinata and boy or girl? I don't know. Naruto replied. Who would have thought it? Naruto and Hinata were the first couple, first to get married, and first to have a kid. Sasuke said. Not me. Kiba said. Yeah, same here. Shikamaru replied. Well, congratulations, Naruto. Lee called. Thanks, Lee. Naruto replied. Lady Tsunade. Shizune called. Tsunade turned around and looked at Shizune running toward her. Hinata is fine, and so is the kid. Shizune reported. Can I see them? Naruto asked. Yes. Come on, let's go see. Sakura led the group down the hall into the hospital room. Everyone crowded into the quiet room where Naruto's new baby suckled on his mom. SHH, Hinata whispered. Hinata-chan. Naruto whispered as he took his place next to her. Naruto-kun. He's so cute. Hinata smiled. Hinata had regained her figure, not quite to the perfection it was, but she was no longer bloated. Naruto smiled and looked at the small baby suckling. Its small round head covered with the cloth white towels. Is it a boy or girl? Naruto asked. I hate to admit it, Naruto, my women's instinct was wrong, it's a boy. Hinata, it's a boy. Naruto said excitedly. What should we name it? Well, I took a glance through this book. She whispered, as the baby quietly continued to feed. She pointed to the book by the bed on the stand. I found a name I like. What name? Naruto asked, grabbing the book. Kenji, she replied, looking down at the small bundle of cloth. Naruto mulled it over. Kenji Uzumaki. Uzumaki Kenji. I like it. Naruto replied. You don't want to look at other names. I like it. Naruto smiled. Oh. Naruto, the thing I said when I was giving birth. I didn't mean it. Hinata blushed slightly. It's okay. Naruto smiled and kissed her forehead. Do you want to hold your son? Hinata asked, as the baby finished his meal. Yeah. Naruto gently cradled the baby in his arms. He held the small baby and pulled the cloth away, revealing the small pudgy, rosy-hued skin on his cheeks. The small eyes squinted in the bright light. As it slowly opened his eyes, he saw the light lavender eyes so characteristic of the Hyuga clan, though his eyes were soft and curious. His slightly fuzzy head was slightly brown, which would fully become blonde like his father's. It's too early to tell if he has any of the fox's chakra or not. Though chances are he won't, but he will have very vast amounts of chakra. Tsunade explained. Naruto ignored the comment. He was too fascinated with the small child he had taken a part in making. Its small nose squinted as he closed his eyes and squirmed, revealing his small stubby arms and fingers. Naruto felt a tear well in his eyes that spilled over and dripped onto the kid. Everyone in the room remained quiet as they watched the quiet scene unfold. The baby slowly flailed his arms, reaching into the air, feeling the air around him like it was petting a new soft fabric. Naruto reached out with one hand, shifting the baby's weight, making sure not to drop him. The baby grabbed his finger with his small stubby hand and barely wrapped fully around Naruto's index finger. I think he likes you. Hinata smiled and giggled a little. Good. Naruto said, amazed at this kid in his arms. I love you. My lavender-eyed love. Naruto smirked. I love you too, my spiky-haired love. She teased back. Naruto sat down on the edge of the bed with Hinata. Naruto, we finally have a family. Hinata kissed his cheek. Naruto cradled Kenji in front of Hinata, and Hinata helped cradle Kenji with one arm. Naruto wrapped his other arm around Hinata and rested his head against hers. She pulled their new son close to their faces. Naruto smiled. Welcome to our family. Kenji Uzumaki.